Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. Even with a little more weakness returning to big name tech shares yesterday, we're seeing North American stock futures back in positive territory once again this morning. The Dow ended the session on Thursday down about 1%. We had the S&P and the NASDAQ both down about 2%. So we're looking to rebound heading into the weekend. If we do end the day lower for the S&P, it'll be the second straight weekly decline for the S&P 500 since May. So we'll keep an eye on that. Both Peloton and Oracle shares on watch this morning, both beating expectations with their latest quarterly results out after market yesterday. The S&P 500, as I mentioned, still down on the week, but looking to get back to positive territory. Tesla shares also back on watch this morning. They were upgraded this morning at UBS, so very active in the pre-market once again. Going to be an exciting Friday, September 11th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. We're going to look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see a little bit of a mixed story here. We had weak energy and mining shares dragging Australia lower. Everything else to the upside, though. Let's go over to Europe and see how things shaped up so far this morning. Yeah, a little change right across the board here. Bit of a mixed session in Europe. We'll swing over to North America next and have a look at futures. Yeah, still in positive territory, as I mentioned here. S&P 500 leading the way. TSX futures here in Toronto looking to start the day in positive territory, up 0.6%. Brazil Open trading up about 1% already. We have both crude oil and gold trading in negative territory so far this morning, guys. Just reading a little note here. Good morning. It is Friday. Just reading a little note here about Nikola, guys, responding with a statement in regards to that short seller statement yesterday from Hindenburg. So Nikola catching
didn't they just say like it's all just lies? You know,
I mean, they say what they always say, right? It's completely fake. We have no idea what they're talking about.
I mean, I wish they would have came and addressed some of those, and rather than just saying it was all garbage. But yeah, Hindenburg yesterday sent the stock tumbling $54 down to 38, 36, 37, and then today we're at those lows again. So Neil, Nikola will definitely be on our watch.
Yeah, 100%. You can't get away from the EV space if you're going to be actively trading. That's just the reality. I thought the CEO had said that he was going to respond individually to all of the allegations. So we'll see what happens. Keep the ear to the ground on that one. Peloton riding high was a great stock yesterday to trade. Didn't matter what direction you were looking for. Now we're post earnings, big time blowout. Giving a little bit back, where we were trading actually above $100. If you remember the levels from yesterday, wow, nice move by Peloton, 10% to the upside. You look at this wick to the bottom, I just got to show you this. Earnings came out, they beat across the board, but sometimes you just get crazy sell action. That's why post-market can be very dangerous. I hate to be somebody selling at 81 last night.
All right, guys, let's jump into a few things here. We'll have a look at what is coming up a little bit later in the show. We have a great educational video for you. Yeah, we're going to give you a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look for all three of us. If you joined us last Wednesday, we had a discussion about how we got started in this business, each of our journeys, if you will, into the trading world and how we got to where we are today. So, yeah, Neil's up first. You're going to have that video coming your way a little bit later on from Miss V. Valeria is in the building. It is Friday. Let's head over to the desk and check in with her.
Good morning, Brandon, and hello, trading family. I wish you a great Trading Friday, and we are here to make it only better. Please be kind, share this link with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and smash the like button. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Indeed. Let's talk about Tesla first here, guys. Going to be an interesting look here for Tesla, opening the day up about 2%. UBS raising their price target to $315. That's up from $160, pointing to positivity or possible positivity coming from the company's battery day that we've been talking about coming up later in the month. They are also apparently finalizing plans to use the Chinese-built Model 3 for other Asian markets, and also looking to expand the sales of that Chinese-built Model 3 into Europe as well. So nice look for Tesla here. this morning, guys.
Absolutely. We were talking about this yesterday, a couple of levels, Sean. 400 was one, and then we sort of said, remember when 2000 broke and 2020 was a bit of resistance, so 4445 was a bit of a level. After watching what happened, the hard turn at 399 and change, I'm back sort of on board with just simply going with the 400 level as an even, a level break. We're about 20 bucks away from it right now, so you might want to file that one away. It's a tight pre-market range here. Our 370 level did get broken before sort of responding right at the end of the day there and holding that 370 again. So more like a $10 support area from 360 to 370. If it dips in there, any kind of bounce off of that, I think is going to be worth it to play for a long. And if it chews through the bottom end of that, I think that's where I'll be looking for short. So I don't necessarily love it in the middle of this chop here, Sean. Probably like the top and the bottom ends of those ranges.
Yes, okay, I just want to talk, Matt Murphy here, $25. Thank you so much for the super chat, much appreciated. So we have Market Wisdom page. I don't know if that's what you're talking about here for our September 9th video, or do you mean this video, the live feed? We will check your post and get back to you if you can send that through, and we'll look and whatever you mean exactly. But thank you for that super chat. We look to get ahead of all of the comments and in front of them, so we know what you guys are talking about there again. You've more than I can give you guys. Thank you so much. There it is again, Matt Murphy. That's $50 today. Thank you so much. We're going to hit the confetti for that one. A good way to start the day. Let us know, Matt, anything you need. We are here for you. And again, we're here for all our members, but thank you so much for that super chat. We hope you can make some money with us today. Neil just went over some levels there. I love 379, 378 on Tesla. The bottom is right here, but we're going to get that off the open, so not really a super key level. 390 up to the upside I like as well, off some of that chop. We'll see if we can clear through there. I think Tesla runs today, although the market kind of fading a little bit here, so we'll wait to see what the market does off the open. But I like Tesla long. If you don't, man, that 361 yesterday going to come into play once again. We did talk about 378 yesterday, and look what happened when that cracked. You got $18. So we'll see if any of these levels hold up today.
As always, guys, much appreciate the support. We love doing the show for you every single morning. If you're joining us for the first time, hit the like button and subscribe as well. Got above that 80,000 subscriber mark earlier in the week. Thank you so much for everyone hitting the subscribe button. We also broke 2,000 likes yesterday, which is a great milestone for us. So let's try and do that again. Hit the like button and subscribe. Guys, let's go to Chewy next here. One of the earnings names from aftermarket yesterday, Chewy, with a decent report, smaller than expected loss, totaled 8 cents per share versus an expected 15 cent per share. They increased their current quarter guidance. And I had to take 2 stabs at this, counting how many price target increases there were this morning. But it was somewhere in the neighborhood of between 8 and 12 analysts increasing their price target on Chewy stock this morning, guys.
So, the only problem with, why is this line this way? I don't know what's going on there, but we'll put a line there. 61 and change. Look, Chewy yesterday, good report. Unfortunately, the high is near $75, $78 or so. No, 75 and change, so we're down to 58. That's not the high recently, that's the high of all time, which was about a week and a half ago. So you're coming back down. I mean, all those upgrades, you would have thought we would have got a little more action than this today, but you are going to wind up down that 2%. 58.62 right now, bouncing around at that level, 58, 58.30. You look at a longer time frame here. This is a 3-minute chart, so you can have a look at that. And then here's the daily chart. We're right now in this little chop area. I was really hoping, not just as a shareholder that we get back up, but even just as a day trade that you sort of get away from this area. So that's why I'm trying to target up here, 61 on some kind of a break above a lot of this. So I think we can do that. So 59.60, we'll take a 60 long for sure. And then we'll see if we can ride it up past 65. I don't know if that's coming today, $65, but I like Chewy, and the bottom is 54. I would think you do have some consolidation at 55 and a quarter. So look, recent IPO, a year and a bit ago, this stock could move like crazy today. Let's just wait and see.
Yeah, I'm sort of, and I hit the Chewy button there for you guys to see if this little fun graphic that we have. I'm looking at the support level for Chewy. You can have this double bottom here going back into the fourth, and then of course aftermarket as well at 56, but also 55 down here was a significant support, just giving you a higher time frame on a 15-minute here. So that's where I'm looking to pick up some Chewy. I think one of the negative metrics, if you want to call it that, was sort of looking at the average spend per user there, and I think it was a slight little tailwind. I mean, it's a big time run and it came back in, but there is a nice support level a couple of dollars lower. If it bounces off of either one, or even enters that 56 price range and bounces off 55, I'd like to take a crack at it to the long side. I'm not anticipating a break at 55, but if it does, probably got to at least scalp that short.
All right, guys, if you're joining us for the first time, I'll throw this up on screen here, guys, so we can jump into the watch list. Please sign up for the watch list. It's absolutely free. All you have to do is just throw your email in and we'll send you this watch list every single morning. If you're joining us for the first time, we go over all the symbols that are moving around in the pre-market and talk a little bit about why they are moving around and how we can approach trading them at the open. So if you're joining us for the first time, again, that's what we do, 9 a.m. to 9:30 every single day. Sign up for the watch list, guys. Valeria has that link for you in the chat whenever you need it. Let's move on to the next one here, guys. Another earnings name, Peloton, reported much better than expected earnings after market yesterday. Blowout quarter for Peloton. Beat right across the board, top and bottom lines. Revenue much higher than expected. Operating income of $90 million was a positive switch from a loss of nearly $50 million in the same quarter last year. So obviously another name benefiting from the whole stay-at-home movement, guys.
Yeah, and the struggle will be similar to yesterday, not getting married to one direction. Obviously, incredibly strong, but the theme was a fantastic breakout trade in the morning, and then an even better sort of rollover short trade that we left the show with right at 12 o'clock. So don't want to sit here thinking I'm only going to be going long today on Peloton. The first levels to look at, that original 95 breakout, I think that could come into play in terms of a dip buy. Sort of seeing it struggle to hold the pre-market bottom 97s, that's up 10%. So a profit taking with these high-flying names on big earnings. We've seen it happen before. I would not be surprised if we saw it again. File also away that original 92 level that we shorted off of. So same levels from yesterday if there's any kind of a dip, 92, 95. Obviously, that 100, if we retake that, I like the shot to go upside. From there, 101 is the current high.
Yeah, exactly. 93, 91, 92. I tweeted this out yesterday, and this is an amazing number here. The average user works out 25 workouts per month. So almost they're hopping on that bike every single day. And obviously they make money on the bike and they make money on the subscription. That is up, guys. That's on Twitter. That was up from 13 workouts a year ago. So not only do people love the bike, they love the quality of the bike, but this is Chewy still, but they also do like what they're seeing there from the subscription side of things. 25 bikes a month now workouts. So very, very important number there. Market loves it. It just keeps on ripping up. We don't have to tell you that this is a COVID name. You already know that 5 times from the bottom. So watch out for taking out the top here. And it's nice that it's $100. You could get that. I look at for a fade back to 96 in change based on this little number right here. That was the top yesterday. So if we can get along in the 96 range, we'll do that first stab. And then we won't hold it all the way to 92, but we will watch for that 92 break once again.
All right, guys, another one to the upside here. Oracle, big move this morning, up 5% in the pre-market here, nearly 5%. Another earnings beat right across the board. Top and bottom lines were better than expected. Revenue also better than expected. Another one that received multiple analyst price target increases today was Oracle. Positive look here as well.
Yeah, the second story, and sort of just jump quickly, of course, the president not extending the deadline for TikTok, that deal to get done. Oracle somewhat involved in there. Of course, Microsoft leading the way. I only have a couple of things written down. Psychological $60 level. Also, we do pay attention to aftermarket price levels when you do see earnings trading. Sometimes consolidation can be important. So on a dip, I'm kind of eyeballing this 58.50 to 58.60 area as possible support. Again, it's just pre-market action, or sorry, post-market action. It's a little bit lighter than you would expect. But if it does dip that far and it bounces off of what looked like it was a bit of a buy support, I would take a shot at that one in Oracle. Otherwise, through the top here, 60.60, last night's high. You can watch for a break at that price.
Now I'm putting some orders in right now, how much I like this stock here to go today. Yeah, Oracle, look, I mean, we're taking out new highs here, all-time highs. I believe, I mean, it's definitely recent highs here. Let's open up the daily chart on Oracle. Great numbers. Yeah, very, very close. You can see up here we do have a high right now. Oh, it does go all the way back. What is this number here? This is 60.50, so exactly where we're at today. So what a surprise. The high back in July of 2019 is right where we're at right now. So that's $60.50. That's why it's going to be hammer time on this one for sure. We'll wait to see. It has taken that out today. 60.63 yesterday on a tick up. Oracle, I mean, if they get TikTok, then forget about it. This thing is gone. But if they don't get TikTok, their numbers are still good. So Oracle is going to be continuing to beast itself all the way upside. Let's check out the, I like it, so we're just going to wait for longs. We've already put in our bids in the 59 area, see if we get a pullback. Let's just check on here. This is the imbalance locator. And because Oracle is located on the New York Stock Exchange, is where it's trading, this is the NYSE imbalance locator for the open. And here's Oracle. I just see it bouncing around a little bit. It's only 120,000 shares, so it's not huge. Some of the banks are down here as well on the buy side, Bank of America. Sell side, ooh, JP Morgan sell side. Carnival we've been crushing lately. Let's not forget about that. Everyone's favorite NEO up here. And GE, if you want to sleep on a stock, that might be one to buy now and hold for a little while. Swing trade on GE, but CCL down here as well, guys.
Yeah, I see Anaplan up there as well near the top of that list. Haven't traded that stock for quite some time. We'll have a look at Plan in New York. Let's talk Kodak first, though, guys. Eastman Kodak, we saw it pop up very briefly yesterday, kind of faded the move as it typically does. No real catalyst that we could see yesterday for that move to the upside. This morning we come in another 15% to the upside. It's come back in a lot already. Some company called Southeastern Asset Management reported a 15.8% stake in Eastman Kodak, and that seems to be why we are higher on decent volume. We're saying almost 2 million shares here.
It's a strange one because like the stake is reported by this company at just over 15%, but it was a reduction in their stake. So I understand if a big stake over 10% is disclosed, it could lead to further buying, and maybe there's some deal talk, and maybe there's some activist aspect to it. But here, it's a reduction. So the fact that it gaps up is a little bit strange to me. But it's Kodak, so these things can happen. Doesn't get through that 7 level. On the event that somehow we break through 775 to the upside, that's where I'd look for any kind of a rollover on a short squeeze. But it is coming back in, making it seem like it's a little bit unlikely. Worth noting, yesterday's move. There was a tiny squeeze here that we played the reversal of was at 625. Now I would look for that to be a decent level, maybe to head southbound again. It does feel like maybe there might have been some algos or some people that just thought a little bit differently about this news than what it usually would indicate, a reduction in stake.
I actually have an order here at 665 for a decent amount of shares to go short here at 665 and then using the top of the day as a break. Kodak is a joke of a company. We talked about that over and over again, and it's not about the company actually. It's just about the way the stock trades. Look at the daily chart. You get that news, and then shortable shares get blown out, and you get short squeezed all the way up to $60, and now you retrace back to 6, and that was about as easy as you could call. There was a little bit of gathering here at 15, and then we've come all the way back down. Not to say this is going to $2 or $3, and I mean, if you're a shareholder, you got to be careful, and you do like that report today, but again, just be very, very careful with this name. I actually think we could break, I mean, the low is 602 here from yesterday, this little level, $5.90, $6, so I'm looking at that, and then ultimately the low, to be honest with you, $5.80, I think can come into play today. This report doesn't mean anything to me.
All right, guys, yeah, I love that play. Any kind of bounce to the upside, yeah, definitely going to be on the short side for Eastman Kodak today. I want to talk about Microsoft here, guys. A little bit of a news, interesting look for Microsoft today. Back to the upside, they announced starting September 15th, they're going to have a new cloud-based gaming service that will be available for $14.99 a month. Over 150 game titles available in this service, and it will be open to 22 countries around the globe. So Microsoft, obviously, with the TikTok tie there as well, guys.
Stock to trade, I think. Anyways, it hasn't really been lately because there's been Tesla and there's been a lot of big movers. But Microsoft, look, I don't know if this is going to be decent news or not. Xbox X coming out now, and then, like Brendan said, the library of games there. So we're going to wait to see on Microsoft today. I'm a little bit nervous. It's up a little bit more than the ES right now, and it's up more than the NQ. So it's almost double what the current market is up. So they do like the news. Sure, Microsoft's a great stock to trade and to own. So I'm looking to get long on any kind of dips on Softy here. I put in 205 as a watch spot. We'll get long if it comes back down to that and then get out of it if it goes to 204. I'm just really nervous. Like, I'm not as excited about these longs today. It's Friday. It's a short week. September has historically been the worst month for the stock market. We just saw a 10% decline over the last 2 weeks, and it's been a scary ride for any shareholders. And I just wonder if they're going to hold it over the weekend. So I'm a little bit nervous about Microsoft. This is a 3-minute chart. On the upside, I have 210 written down. That would be this yesterday at 1 o'clock, breaking through that level that we faded off of. So if we can get to that, that'd be great. And then we'll run it up to this little VWAP spot of 211, 212. But I'm not in love with a lot of these tech longs today, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm just watching that 205 area there.
Yeah, sorry, Neil, not
worries.
to jump in there, but guys, just to make everyone aware, obviously it's 9/11, it's September 11th, the anniversary, 19 years since September 11th. Both the NYSE and NASDAQ observing a moment of silence right now, in fact, for a minute. So we'll take a pause and just reflect, I guess, guys. Obviously, it's hard to believe 19 years since September 11th.
Those things.
Yeah, going to be a somber day, definitely for the markets. But we must keep going. We must get prepared for what is to come in about 10 minutes. There's still a few names on the list to get through here, guys. Dave & Buster's, the next one, they reported earnings as well. Aftermarket yesterday, they reported a smaller than expected quarterly loss of $1.24 per share, coming in above analyst estimates of $1.39. Revenue was the problem, though, $50.8 million. Which was well below the $80 million expected from analysts, obviously affected with the pandemic and shutdown of stores.
Yeah, just looking at the chart of Dave & Buster's here, you're gonna see an obvious 18 level that's gonna come into play, and I have a 15-minute up. You can see aftermarket when the earnings came, the earnings came through, it flushed to 18. A bit of a bottom a few sessions earlier than that. And it's a pre-market top here, but here's the issue, and I don't know if maybe Shauna, you can check in a quick second because I don't have my imbalance locator up, but it's only done 103,000 in volume, very, very light, very, very small range. So yes, 18 looks like a bit of a level that we can play off of, maybe even southbound in front of it on a break of 1780. But so little volume, it's not likely to be the top of my list for a 9:30 trade. Maybe there's some action in the imbalance locator that would indicate a big open in terms of volume that would indicate a trade.
Yes, okay. I'm just getting my orders ready for Microsoft there. And yeah, play, look, that's a NASDAQ stock, so it's not going to be on that, the NYSE locator. But okay, play right now, 1703 I wrote down. So just protecting this bottom of 17. I don't know if the numbers were that bad, but I mean, the business is it's not in a great spot right now with everything going on with COVID. So we'll just wait on this is Dave & Buster's, isn't it? Play, yeah. So we'll just wait on play there. I was going to say Dave & Buster's, and I was like, what am I talking about? Yeah, it's not a great spot for them right now. No one's really going to go check them out, but it is nice. Some of the restaurants moving up to 25% capacity, though I guess would qualify for that. So watch out for the top. But look at that. Look at the daily chart. It's not the nicest fall from grace here, and that was back in February. We got to $46, the bottom of 6 or 7. So I think it's been a nice recovery. I was hoping to get above this $20 mark, and doesn't look like we get there. But watch that upside. If it breaks through 19, then I think we can get to 21.
Let's talk Overstock real quick here, guys, before we get to Arun and the futures. Overstock had a big move up. We talked about it early on yesterday, but they did fade that move all the way back to basically where it started the day, back around the 74 area. Yesterday, the news obviously surrounding T0, one of their subsidiaries, getting a license to become a broker-dealer, a retail broker-dealer in the U.S. So big move up, but all the way back down to 74 yesterday, guys. Active again here in the pre-market.
It's pretty active for Overstock, a couple 100,000 shares, not bad. But this is why we go to the higher time frame. If you look at the chart from yesterday's action, look where it turns around. I mean, not a coincidence. You see the significance of that $84 to $85 area drop through back on the second, and then resistance after that. So I'm going to use that same level. If it makes any kind of a move into 84 and rolls over, that's a short for me. I'm not going to be going for an 85, 86 type break. You just see some chop the previous sessions in that price range. So it'd be more of a scalp in there, and I don't think Overstock is necessarily a scalping style name. And then to the downside, I'd watch to see if this sort of 73.50, 73 price area can hold as support. But first look, we'll be shorting off of yesterday's 84 area top. That was that previous resistance. If it can't get through there, seems like an obvious retracement. That's a few dollars away, so I'm not going to get into this one unless I see that move.
So yesterday at 1 o'clock, you did have a high around $80 and change. So we'll go long if it can break through like 80.50 or so, maybe even a bit earlier than that. You got to watch out for the spread. I mean, it's not too bad right now. Just wondering when it opens up. 200,000 shares, big fall from grace yesterday, 87. So I think if we can break through 80, 81 here, the next spot of concern for me would be this 83 level. So I like Overstock today, up 5%. More, obviously, much more than the market and an aggressive name. Needless to say, if you're going to hold it for a little longer term, then look, I mean, what a beautiful bottom this has been here. $73 yesterday was a great bottom, in the pre-market as well on that news. So look, Overstock, this is a VWAP if you're joining us for the first time. So you got to watch out for that. That will adjust on the volume weighted average price. So as the volume comes in the morning, that will adjust. So we're right at VWAP right now, which means there's going to be some decisions being made on Overstock. And I'm going to go long if we can get it above 80, guys.
All right, guys, let's go to the market here and figure out what we need to be aware of as far as the futures are concerned. We talked to Arun yesterday about contract rollover, so we'll bring in Arun here and see what he is looking at as far as levels are concerned this morning. Arun, as we mentioned, it's rollover, so we need to adjust our contracts to the front month. Up about 0.6% here for the S&P. What are you looking at?
Yeah, you know, this is not my favorite day to trade. 4 times a year that I have to do this, and I have to change up the strategy a little bit just because the December contract pulls all the volume, or not all the volume, but pulls a decent amount of volume away from the September. But not everyone goes to the front month right away until Monday. So this is a tricky situation where both contracts kind of split the volume between the two. And then a lot of my analysis has to do with volume and how the levels are developed. So on a day like this, I come in with 0 expectations, no intention to trade unless the setup is clean, no levels to start with. So the market has to kind of develop itself, trade itself out, build up the volume throughout the day, and maybe towards the end of the day, I'll pick up a trade. Or there needs to be some sort of catalyst that pushes volume exponentially higher for me to actually step in earlier. But on a day like this, 4 times out of the year, I kind of have to step away from what I normally do, and I kind of just sit back and just go in with the intention of doing nothing unless something extraordinary happens. Apart from that, Brendan, there is literally very little to look at on a situation like this. Maybe stocks is the way to go today for anyone who's trading both. But for me personally, I'll be stepping away from this unless something crazy happens. But I will be watching it, though. I'll be here until the end of the day, but I am actually just going to be hands off at least until the end of the day.
Thanks so much, Arun. Yeah, it's one of those days where we could get a little bit of mixed volume coming into the overall market. Real quick, guys, IPOB, a little one. This is a SPAC. Hey, why not? Another SPAC. They announced today they're taking online real estate company Open Door public. So this SPAC is actually headed by the chairman of Virgin Galactic. So a little bit of attention because of that. But gapping up on that news this morning, they're taking Open Door public. Just watching 1340 to 1365, which is this high from the pre-market on this IPOB in New York, guys.
Yeah, that one's got a bit of a spread, so worth watching here. Just make sure you're looking at the level 2 here. You are seeing sometimes 10, 15 cent spread on a $13 stock, indicative of the volatility that might be there. One other one that we do have today, Genetic Technologies, Gene. You will see me in position on this one. And this is one of the reasons why it's good to get that watch list in the morning. You follow along. We try to cover every single name in here, but of course, there are some time constraints. But I did get the rollover on this name here. It broke down 425, the first significant level I was looking at. I caught it on the way back up when it retested the level. I got like a 410 short, been taking it out a little more aggressively since the 4 even break. Looking ultimately to see if we can get back down to like a 370. Closed at 345, so that would be the golden price. If I can get a 350, like a 50, 60 cent win on the last of the shares here, down to about 40% right now, I'd be very, very pleased with that return. Already a good one here. And break even on the stop. I would have had the stop around this 30 mark and then given some to like 450. But at this point, I can go to break even area, that 415, maybe even 420. Could be worth the reload off the open, but Gene, one for the plus side on a Friday.
Okay, Microsoft, I just put the order in for 208 and change. We'll see if we can get to that. I don't really have anything written down too much. I do like that IPOB that you just talked about there, Brendan, on the Open Door possible acquiring for the SPAC here, 1370 as the high. We'll put an order in to get long there, but not expecting much. This is going to be a new high for this stock. So IPOB, we'll wait to see. That's Open Door. So I like it. We'll see. Who knows? But right now, only a minute to go. what I have on look right now, Oracle, we'll talk about that one taking off the top as well. That's maybe more important. 60-60 right now for Oracle. Wish we would have got long in the pre-market, but hey, what can you do? We are now making new highs. 60-61, 60-50. Let's see if Oracle can't fade back down a little bit into the $60 range here with only 30 seconds to go. Oracle off to the races right now. So big time mover here, Oracle.
Yeah, a bit of a spike here in Chewy as well. So it tested towards that 60 area, got to like 59 before coming back right into that support. We are seconds away from the bell here, so we have to drop the countdown. We are watching like a 55, 56 area, but also a 58, 50 bottom on Chewy. Looks like it could be interesting. Ready to drop it. I don't even know who's ringing the bell. I'm going to guess it's Randy. 3, 2, and 1. Is it? Yeah, I think maybe it is. What the heck is that little thing?
There we go, Randy throwing it down. We knew he would do that. What a funny guy. Good job there on Randy. Follow him at Trader TV Randy, I think. We'll put that in the chat. He does have his new Twitter account there. Okay, Kodak is coming back down to the downside right now.
Yeah, Kodak broke that 25, so I do get initial position in there. I want to be shorting this one in many ways today. I want to short pops. I want to try short breakdowns, but Kodak already taking out that 625 bottom. Peloton was cruising towards 96, but it just bounced up already. So much for a dip buy where I wanted it. Didn't quite get deep enough on Peloton to indicate me in. It is retesting that 96 area. Watch 95 and 92. Those are good levels from yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything there on Peloton. 95 and change. 93 was going to be a good spot on Peloton. Kodak, I don't even think is open yet, to be honest with you.
No, not open yet.
Okay, and here we go. There we go. We are now long Chewy off the top. Wow, big move on Chewy there. This has opened, I believe. We are now long 61. Open this up so I can see the thing. No, I don't think it's even opened yet. We are long right now on Chewy, 61 and change. Big mover to the upside. We took some shares there. Let's see how high this one wants to go. Watch the futures. We're also looking at Microsoft to go long. Here goes Chewy now. Open now, I think.
Oh, God.
Maybe not, but here we go. It's going to the upside. We got to get out of this one before. There it goes. Now we're open. Back to 60 and change. Chewy, 61.01 long right now.
No chance on Nikola 35 breaks right off the bat here. You are seeing it slide back down. I'm going to have to think about selling on a bit of a pop here on Nikola. We talked about that 38 level already breaking all of the lows from yesterday. Let's see if it comes back in and gives you a test of 35.50. That could be worth a look. Gene, of course, I did mention it's still in the money here, and Peloton is ripping down downside, and 95 and 92, 95 already gone. Can 92 hold? If there's any kind of a bounce there, that's where I'm anticipating maybe a quick little dip buy on Peloton. Kodak still not open yet. I'm short here at 22s, trading around like 28 to 32 before the NYSE Open. Brendan, what do you got?
Norton LifeLock is another earnings name here. NLOK reported earnings actually this morning that weren't that great, to say the least, but trying to hold 21 here. Monster volume coming in on the print there for NLOK, guys.
All right, NLOK, we'll look at that. I'm still worried about this Chewy position here. If we break through 59, we got to get out, but we did take that high. Unfortunately, it breaks before the market even opens. This is generally a bad sign. So we just got out of 2/3 there on a 60 break, so that's a $1 hit on the first bit of Chewy, but I'm going to let this try to settle itself down. You can see the liquidity is not great. 600,000 shares is nice, but the spread is spready, to take one from Randy there. So there you go, Randy. We'll wait to see if this one can make its move back to the upside. We are watching Tesla now, 377 as well, guys.
Yeah, speaking of spread, I'm going to get to another win over here in Gene, and maybe I'll do a backflip for you on that one. But Dave & Buster's making a strong move down, but right back into this sort of pre-market chop range. I liked that 18 level. It's going to retest it. We talked about their struggles, so I'm going to look to see if I can't get into a short. The only issue here is going to be volume, which means scalability. 18 is the level. 400,000 is how much volume we have in play right now. So it is a little bit thin. Even as I put an order in, it just starts to run away from it. So I still like it in front of 18. Got to be picky with the price. I'm not going to chase it 30, 40 cents on play. We'll see what we can do. Gene, on the other hand, this has been a nice little winner here, of course, on our list, our watch list, so you could follow along with that. Did get the nice little rollover. I just took some out at 380. Got a 410 overall short. The last shares were at 412. That's why you'll see that price in there. It is dropping down towards that first target. That's at 375. I actually just got a fill there. It's in front of it, 377. So quickly taking 35 pennies on those shares. Got the last little bit that I will hold. On the off chance we can get to yesterday's close, 345, I would be out in front of 350. Already a successful trade here in Genetic Technologies. Nice little pullback.
Yeah, we're going to go short here on Tesla as well, breaking through 375. Hopefully, that's the new day low. So we'll take a short and then see if we can't run this back to 378 or so, 379, getting out of that one. But Chewy, we fall in a hole there. It does break through 59. So now the bottom of this stock, who knows where this one is? We knew this would be a little bit tricky to go, but maybe 58.37. There we go. Short now, Tesla. See if this one can make us a little bit of money. Now short 75.70 here. We break through 75. That's going to be good. I think we can get down here depending on the day, but 68 was that level we looked at yesterday. So if we can take $8 or so on this one, then that would be fantastic. But right now, here goes Tesla to the downside. We're $1 in the money. It's not much here, guys. $3 out on Chewy, though. What's up, Beat?
Decent rejection up here for Oracle, guys. We tagged all-time highs up there above 61.50, but right back down through 60.50, which was kind of this resistance area from yesterday for ORCL, guys.
I'm still waiting on Kodak to open here. It's trading to the downside. It is in the money for me, but let's go to level 2 so you guys can see all these stacked NYB. That means there hasn't been an official NYSE opening print on a Kodak, so the volume will increase when it does happen. I'm kind of hoping that's going to be to the downside. I do like it down to about 6 even. I'll take some out in front of there. If I get a chance to take it out before the open, I might just go ahead and do that. I even like it on a pop to 650, so might want to take some profit on this name. Peloton bounced, didn't get to that 92 price that I liked, but it is bouncing now back towards 95. So trying to find its legs here on Peloton. Gene holding 380, so that's still in the money for us. Couple of good shorts in here now. Gonna look for some Peloton action as well. Couldn't get that Dave & Buster's though.
Oh man, Peloton did go to 593 there, or sorry, 93. We're still watching this Tesla, as that's the trade that we have on right now. The NQ is trying to battle back a little bit here. So right now this trade is flat for us, but Peloton looks at that 93 in the face there and then bounces right back. We did like that. It goes down as low as 92 in change there on Peloton. Unfortunately, like we said, that Chewy, the big problem for us there on that short, on that long, sorry, it was turning into a short. Peloton, yeah, 93 looks like a good spot there. But there goes Tesla, I hope, as the NASDAQ is trying to fall down. Tesla right now, $2 in the money, making a little bit back of our disaster trade there on Chewy. Gonna put an order around 370, see if we can get out of a third of this trade. 370 on Tesla, guys.
Yeah, and there goes Nicola. Tried a little bit of a pullback, couldn't catch it on the way down. Sometimes you have to stand in front of the train instead of catching the rollover. That's going to pay the price there. 34 even starting to come into Peloton. This is one of those situations where got to go to the daily chart so you can see down here about 32.70 or so. Maybe it finds some sideways action and a bounce, but you're seeing what's happening since this report. Keep your ear to the ground because we do anticipate there could be a more comprehensive response coming from Nicola to that report from Hindenburg. Brennan, what do you got?
Yeah, move down here in the futures, guys, but another day, another all-time high for Diamond Peak. We've been talking about this all week. It's gone from 17 now up to $24 this week. All-time highs here for DPHC, guys.
All right, that IPOB coming right back down. That was another name that we looked at. IPOB here. That was the SPAC that we talked about taking out the top. Does not want to do that. NKLA, yeah, wow. What a mover today as well. $34. I don't even really have some of the levels I wrote down earlier was right here. 34.13. A break of that 36.02 was fantastic, and that would have been taken. But again, that happens early in the market, so you missed that one. But 34 coming through. I got to change this to a 1-minute chart here, guys.
Yeah, and I'm just going to go back over to Kodak. Kodak has finally opened up. I did take some shares out when it did. I saw a bit of a spike come in. So we'll get like only a 10-cent win on the first little bit. What I'm going to look for here is if it can pull back into this chop. 625 to about 635, 640. That could be a nice little rollover spot for me. Peloton still showing weakness, guys. And I want to go 1-to-1 from yesterday, ITCI. Now, we were trading this one. It was very, very successful for us. Gap up and sort of these sell opportunities. What I do see here is watch this level. Yesterday's bottom at 28. A couple of failed shots at it. Now 27.60 is the low. So I'm looking for a 27.50 break. I'll go short ITCI. Look at that gap fill opportunity. It's been a great short off of 33 and 34. Now looking to break the bottom. 27.50 is where my stop is.
Yeah, 206.50 here. Do we think Microsoft wants to go? Let's see, 206.50 if it wants to take that out. Bottom there, a nice little top, and we've already made a bottom there on Microsoft, and that bottom is around 206 and change. So we can try to hold that, but we need to go along through 206.50 right now if it goes. NASDAQ trying here, and here it goes. We are still short, of course, Tesla, but it looks like that may take off 380. So that'll be a losing trade here if it does not continue. There it goes, Microsoft. We are now long 206.50 on this name. Let's see how much room this one has to the upside now. Microsoft hopefully going to go through 207 here.
Yeah, just watching Peloton bouncing, shy of the 92. I mean, it got down, it looks like here to like 92.43 very, very quickly. That's where we hoped it would bounce. It's a very, very quick snap back to the upside. Remember, 95 was the level of the breakout in yesterday's action. So getting through that price is going to be a key one after this hold. So I'm going to take I'll take a shot here. If I see a bid above 95, I'll slip into a long. I don't want to get wicked in when it's a downward move. I got to see it trade and hold above 95 to be a believer in this. Otherwise, it does feel like there's some profit taking happening over in Peloton. I'll get back to the Gene short, of course, but Brennan has something for us.
Another early one moving here, guys. NNOX, NanoX Imaging, NNOX on the NASDAQ here, 8.5%. Huge move on the daily chart, $22 up to $52 today. All-time highs for NNOX, guys.
All right, we're trying to get more long Chewy down here. We keep missing as much as we're trying to get the long down here on Chewy. Damn it, we tried to get that and we missed it. So fall on our face there on Chewy here, missing that trade. If it comes back down, I was trying to take the long here off this 56.50 number. We did have 56.25 down here. So we did miss that extra long there on Chewy. So sorry about that one. Tesla right now still bouncing around. I think it's wise if we take out a little bit right now if we can on that name, as we are long Microsoft as well. So, I don't want to be long one tech name, short the other. So we will take a little bit off here on Tesla, just thinking that it does take out that 80 level eventually, which would be nice. Chewy, darn it, that was a missed one. You heard me trying to do it there. So we'll cry a little bit here because I was hitting the keys, bang, 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 trying to get some Chewy long, but missed out on that one. So missed opportunity there on Chewy. Too bad for that. Too bad, so sad. Love, Dad. We'll see what happens upside here. 58.
I like that line there. Too bad, love that. Either way, sorry, I got to get to Peloton here because I was looking for a 95 to break and maybe hold above. The opposite happened. It tested the level, came back in. The second it came down, it took out 94. And I wanted to jump into this party. A quick little scalp there. It's a 60-cent win, 93.90 I got slipped to. I would take the rest of these shares out in front of 92. That is the current support level. Might give a secondary bounce off there. This was sort of a 95 rejected. Let's jump into the short. You got to have those key levels. Been on our watch list for a couple of days, and these are the levels that worked for us yesterday. Gonna make sure we rinse and repeat and take advantage of them here. In the money about 90 pennies, but I've already taken profit. I'm looking for like $1.50 plus on the rest of this trade here in Peloton. Number one stock for me from yesterday, moving up the board. Let's go with a, backflip, because, hey, I can't do them in real life. But out in front of that support, 92.34. Quick $1.50 winner on the second half. So, once again, early start on Peloton. I've reloaded in Kodak. That short might not be working out so far. Brennan, what do you got?
Uber here, guys. Just checking on Uber. Nice day so far. Up about 2.5% here. Just took out this high from yesterday. 36.80. Bit of a level. We're at 37 now for Uber on decent volume as well, guys.
Okay, we're going to take a Peloton long if we can do that. Okay, now Chewy's back in. We have Chewy now. Unfortunately, we did dump some of our Uber, some of our Uber, Tesla, Peloton, there for a nice little win. Now we're dropping all the way back down. So unfortunately, we didn't get out of that one. We got out of it a little too early. Our Microsoft trade is the one that's falling down here. So we did get a little bit out of that, but we are taking some profits on Softy as well. So that was okay. Everything actually worked out just fine. The big trade right now that we have on, trying to make it a big trade anyways, is a Chewy retracement back upside. Now, if we can get that little backside move, I'm going to take this again. If we can get it out at 58, 57 and change, we'll do it. We just went hella long down to the downside there on Chewy. So let's wait to see here. If it breaks through 56, we'll get out. But I think this is worth a shot. Retracement back into this little mouth of a trade down at 56. Now we'll wait to see if it gets back up to 58. Who knows? But Tesla's a nice little $3 in the money. Still waiting for that crack. Microsoft does go down. We get out a little bit. This is a flat trade. We just need it to go back upside now as we have a third left on Softy and Chewy. Trying to go. Let's go, Chewy. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, just going to get back to this ITCI for a quick second. Double bottom here. So pre-market low, it just bottomed off that 27.60 again. So I really am going to like this level even more when it does finally break. Of course, it's sort of going back into the higher time frame so you guys can see where this one has come from. On a 3, lots of room. The first parabolic move up, that's where it bounced, the same level that we're watching as the bottom now. This is why I like it so much. If it does get up, you got to watch out for where we made money the last couple of days, 33 and 34 area shorts. Those are fantastic. It's a ways away. It's 27.50 that I'm looking for right now if we can get it. I did add to some of my Kodak short, and Gene still runs in the money for us. What I'm going to do here, because I only have like a 10% of this Gene position left, looking for the ultimate flush back down to 350. Gonna go with a stop up around here at 405. It's a 412, my last entry point, so cannot lose on the last little bit, but trying to hit the home run when you're extending this trade a little bit further than normal. Great little short, even better if I had it maybe 15 minutes early at 420. I always feel like Brendan probably has a price like that because he beats me on price on any of these plays every single time.
Yeah, we got to look at some of those names here today as well. But yeah, right now, Chewy, guys, that's my biggest spot. Unfortunately, we did dump off Tesla there. So Tesla, we're looking to see what that wants to do. Hey, guys, what's going on? 56 and change right now. Back to that spot where we loaded up on Chewy there. So our average price now, 57.43, not great. Okay, but here goes Tesla, breaking through 371. Let's see what's next. This was a decent spot for us. We got out because we were long on Softy, and we saw this little action here in the ES. I'm still on the September contract, doing a little more volume right now than the December, but we will check back on that as the day goes. 371 looks like it wants to crack right now. We did get out of some of that Microsoft as it did pop back up, so this is just looking like the chart that we don't want it to look like. We'd rather it be moving one way or the other, but right now on Microsoft, you can see this is the problem. It's just so darn choppy around here. Oracle, big time trade here, going through, back through $60 and 25 cents. Let's see how high this one wants to go, Oracle.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. It's a brutal miss on play. I did talk about Dave & Buster's at 18 level. It's, this is going to be one that's on the watch list. We went over the levels here. I talked about how there was a bit of a spread. Liquidity wasn't great because of the volume, but what a short off 1780. I did try to get that live for you guys and just was unable to get into position. If you did get this, just watch. Post-market action on earnings, 1635 was the bottom. Maybe might stall shy of that. So it's already given you like $1.50. This is where I would expect possibly a turn in Dave & Buster's. And then if we were traced back to like 1720 to 1740, that could be a short in front of those 50s. Either way, it was a great short opportunity, but not a lot of volume. That's why it's tricky to get into that one.
Okay, 379 or so we'll get out of some Tesla if it doesn't go down, but right now we're in $5, $4 in the money on that one. Oracle, though, now 15 cents in the money and still ripping upside now. So Oracle making a little bit of money back on this one, so good trade here. Oracle, we did take out a nice amount of shares here on Oracle. We let it settle down, now come back to the upside, and here we go, trying to take out this VWAP. This is normally where we get out of a decent amount. Let's do that right now. Let's go, B.
Another one, guys, moving here with big move down yesterday as well on Etsy, but back to the upside, 4% for Etsy. We're back above 116 here, trying to hold this 115 to 116 area, which was this chop zone from yesterday. But Etsy, another one to the upside today, guys.
And one that's not to the upside. Overstock turns negative, but look at this bottom from yesterday at 73. You also had in the morning a bit of a ramp up off of this price. So, that's the level where I was looking at for a pullback. That's the level it pulled into. So I'm long in front of it, guys. I just picked up some in the 30s here, 38 to the long side, giving you a bit of a pullback look there. It's a bottom pick type of idea. So the stop is relatively tight. If we can get back into the middle of this chop range, yesterday's close 74.50, that's a 75 would be the target range. But again, it's a big downward move. Got to have a tight stop. If 73 breaks, I don't want it to travel too far past that price before I get out. So that's one long. I did add to my Kodak short as well. So back into that. But I wanted to get over to Nikola first because Nikola is trying to make a bit of a bottom here. At 33. I was looking at 32.70 when I went back to see if that could be a support level. Bouncing in front of it, but still showing all kinds of weakness overall in Nikola. Still watching Peloton. If it gets back up to that 95, could be another opportunity. But right now, in the money on that overstock long, I need to see it around
guys,
that 74.50. That's when I'll like it, guys.
Yeah, we'll hit the air horn. We got everything on right now. Microsoft, 50-cent winner. Oracle, 50-cent winner. Peloton, 50-cent winner. Tesla, 50-cent winner. Tesla, 50-cent winner is not that much, but was a lot bigger. So right now, rocking rocking and rolling. We got absolutely destroyed on Chewy, but we are destroying everything else right now. Peloton long at 93. Just cashed them out at 50 there. Let's see the high side on Peloton. Let's go, baby. Ride those bikes. Microsoft as well. 70 cents now in the money. Over 206.50, 207.50. Let's go. What's up, Beep?
Co-diagnostics, guys, we talked about it yesterday a little bit. CODX back to the upside here again today. 15% move for CODX. We're back above $13, which is here for this one. Again, they signed a new distribution deal for their COVID-19 test kit that will expand that market. So that was the positivity coming in yesterday for this one, guys.
Yeah, we got a quick yeehaw action coming out of Brendan into a winner. Just went over overstock. Again, this one from the watch list, guys. We talked about this. We talked about the levels. There was a nice little dip area at 73. If you went back in the charts for support, it goes in there. We get the long at 73.38. Just took a dollar winner off on half the position. The next level we're going to get out here. See this chop here, 75.50. Breaks through. We'll look for about a $2 winner on the second half of this trade. So overstock, bingo, bango. We've only been in it a couple of minutes and immediately approaching our targets. This is why you got to be prepared. It slipped down there for only a matter of a minute or two off of that 73. You had to be ready for it. We were and took action. I'm going to slide a trailing stop now in to make sure we win at least a dollar. Target, of course, is that $2, guys.
Okay, so we have $1 in the money right now on Microsoft. We have 55 cents in the money on Oracle, and we have $1. There goes Peloton. Let's go, baby. 93 long right here on Peloton. So out right there. Good trade here. Just waited for it to make these bottoms and then hit it. So we're out of more. Well, we're out of 40% of that there. We should have got out of more at 94, but wow. This stock is just moving like crazy right now. Oracle, though, a beautiful trade on this one. Big time win coming back through for that. $61 it goes all the way up to off of our beautiful long there at 60.29, and then Softy right now out again for that dollar win. We'll wait to see as the future's now coming back down. Let's get out of some of these now as Tesla moving for us too.
Yeah, and Kodak's still going to be flat for us. I got my trail now in, of course, on Overstock. It still continues to rise. About $1.50 in the money, like I said. Maybe 2+, looking for that range. Here comes Nikola, testing back towards 35. Still no update on the news, but I said 35.50. That could be a target range for a rollover. Starting to get close to that price. I'm gonna stick to the short side of this, at least for the time being, as long as the trend is there. If it gets above that 35.50, like 36, then I'll consider myself looking to get into maybe some long opportunities. It did bounce close to the level I was thinking it could, at 32.70. But not looking strong enough just yet. Looking for still a rollover on Nikola through the bottom.
Oh, man. I mean, what a big day this has been, guys. The only thing, I mean, if we didn't have Chewy, then holy crap. We would be monstrous. Okay, but we do have Chewy, so whatever. Peloton now breaking back to the downside. We're not going to lose on this stock, but we are going to give it back down here to 92 and change. We were getting out of a lot of the stock, which we were just talking about, that off that 94 rejection, taking some more out here on a 93.50 break. Again, not letting this stock get too carried away from us. That is Peloton. So we're going to cancel some of our upside trades. Codex not getting to our levels, so we don't have to worry about that one. I know Neil's been on that a little bit today as well. Back up to 626. I'm going to cancel that order there. We were looking at it to go short in the 60s. If it gets up there now, I don't know if we like it as much anymore. Peloton moving. Tesla, we still have it. This one's been a good trade for us because we were short at 376 here. We got out right away. Not right away, but we let it go basically a couple dollars in the money. Then we took the Microsoft long here and got out. This drops all the way down. We almost take it out to day's bottom. Let's see if Tesla wants to keep going. That'll be nice for us if it does, that's for sure. I'm looking at 368 as a key level here for Tesla, guys.
Yeah, I'm just continuing to watch Kodak. So we're trying to make a Codex, not Kodak. Codex here, CODX. Bit of a break, of course, happening through that 13. Trying to extend the move. When I went to the daily chart, the 15-minute, you can see the break there. Going to the daily chart shows you a bit of a perspective play. I'm still looking at this, and I have been all week. If it ever gets back to this $15 area, that's going to be a fade for me. We're still $1, $2 away from it, but any move into 15, maybe like a squeeze, parabolic, let's see if we can't have a rollover and file that price away. Much like the pushback off of Overstock at 72. Same sort of thing here at 15, guys. Brendan, what do you have?
Watch the retracement here, guys, on Nikola coming back up to 35 and then 35.5. Big levels on the daily chart. They did actually update that statement they came out with, saying they're actually considering legal action as a result of that Hindenburg article yesterday on Nikola, guys, but still down 8.5% today.
Hey, when you're a short seller, you can put out whatever BS you want, and they do that yesterday, and unfortunately, we'll get that all figured out, but unfortunately not for Tesla right now. $5 in the money, so a big trade happening right now. I'm waiting at this 369 level, but I mean, if the futures crack, we could see a big spank here for Tesla, so I'm debating what to do here, but my order is at 369 for this level here on a 370 break. I just think we get into this 368 and then maybe have a problem downside. So we get as low as 370 there on a 370 break. I think we test. You know, I'm going to cancel this 369. I do think that we could test maybe even down here, 368 in change. I guess there's no much difference between 369 and 368. So anyways, that's moving around as well. Peloton, we're able to get a little bit out at 92.80 or so, 92.90. So although we've broken back down below, we are dumping some of this one. So now Peloton, no matter what, is going to be that chicken dinner for you all. So good trade there. Oracle breaking above 61 now. Man, that was a good trade. We explode the money on our Oracle trade. Like I said, we're absolutely perfect today, other than our famous Chewy trade that fell on our face.
Yeah, just getting that update maybe gives me a bit of a bullish look, at least in the short term, taking a bit of a scalp trade here on Nikola. If he can break through this sort of 34.75 and try to fade into this 35 area, going to be a relatively tight stop. It's still going to be in a downward trend overall, so I'd give this one only about to that 40. I want to see if it can quickly pop through and give a 35 break into that 35.50 area that I like. I know a couple of guys have mentioned it here, ITCI. It's moving to the upside. Like I said, I'm looking for a 27.50 breakdown on this stock. I haven't been thinking about a long on this trade. If it gets up past like 30 even, maybe there's a bit of a breakout style opportunity. Otherwise, it's 27.50 and maybe even bust for me on that
Tesla.
stock. I might not do anything else, guys.
Yeah, cowbell on Tesla right now, $8 win right here on Tesla. Just wish we had not dumped them all, but it's okay. One of my top stock today anyways, Tesla. 366, here we go. We talked about 368, guys. We're short 376 right now. So raining down the money on Tesla, getting a little excited here as we are at this breaking spot now. 366, 367. Let's get out for this. I mean, this is already a $7 winner, so good trade on that one. Now coming back even more to the downside. Look at the ES coming now. So this could collapse here. I'm not even going to get out of this one. Let's see if we have it. It's an $8 win right now on Tesla and cracking lower. We called this one, baby. So finally, one working out for us. That is Tesla. Let's go. What's up, Beep?
Another one back to the downside here, guys. FCell, we mentioned this one yesterday off of earnings. Clean energy name just popping up on a volume scanner here. 220. Watch this 220 to $2 down here. Huge area on the daily chart. Right back to the bottom end of the range for FCell, guys.
Yeah, a rollover in Oracle here. We talked about 60-60, of course, being a bit of an important level. It's top here, 61, 62 area, then 61 roll. If it can't hold this higher low, I'm going to stay short in this. It's sort of a retracement play. Oracle, hey, strong stock. We've seen profit taking before and made some money off it. I'm going to see if we can't do that here in Oracle. I'll use that 61 as the out. I'm not going to be considering, the 60 level a hard level for an out in front of it. I'll probably let it travel through before taking any profits. I think 59.70 or so, the opening range bottom, that's a better target for us. I kind of anticipated I wouldn't be in that nickel along very long, and that's going to be the case. I told you, relatively tight stop on that one. Trying to actually make over $1 on a trade where you're risking 30-40 doesn't always work for you, but I was thinking the momentum play could be in. That's going to be my first hit of the day. But let's see if Oracle can break 60 down towards that 59.30 to 59.70 area. That's a nice target out, guys.
There it is right there, guys. Another chicken dinner, hopefully, for you. It's been big, man. I mean, we just got out there, 366.95. That's a $10 win right there on Tesla. Well, it's $8.75. 366.95 out there. Make sure you don't have any low bids here at all for this. So we're going to cancel some of these. Make sure we don't have anything out there. Tesla, what a big win, man. We got out. It was starting to bounce there, so I didn't want it to retrace all the way back. So we did take it out. $9 winner there for Tesla. So big trading, needless to say. Thank you so much for that trade, TSLA. I got to look at Chewy again, which has been probably my worst trade of the week. Was this Chewy trade taking out the top? Taking out the top there. Thought we were going to be good through 61, and then we averaged into here. Unfortunately, we got out almost at the very bottom. Now it's cracking even more. It does make that retracement, so not a great out there. But look at what's happening now as this market continues to get destroyed. Checking back on Tesla, $1 lower than where we got out, but Good thing we got out of all of our Oracle as well at the top. That was an absolutely fantastic beast. Every time we break above that VWAP, we likey and we start to get out. So Oracle, good trade there for me.
Yeah, watching a Peloton back into that 90 level, of course, it was a great short off the morning. Quick little out in front of our 92 level. This is the one that we liked. Now 90 even doesn't have too much significance to me. The 88 was sort of the big support. 87 to 88 was the big support yesterday. That would be the next level down. So you have some room. If 90 goes, maybe a couple of dollars worth. I'm watching Oracle breaking through 60, so we're in the money 30 cents. I want about 40, 50, maybe even 60, something in that range on the first out in Oracle. See if we can't ride that one down to the low of the day. Futures are rolling over, and it looks like 90 about to go on Peloton. Maybe a scalp trade opportunity for us in there. Might not have that one too long. The shorts are definitely in today. Here comes Oracle to my target, but here comes Peloton. Might get that 90 any second, guys.
Shit, man. We knew that the shorts were in today, and unfortunately, we're sitting here in nothing short right now. Okay. Oh, the Microsoft is nothing. We got out of Microsoft. It's 10 shares that I'm holding right now. So we have the ability to do that here. I'll just continue to do that just to watch the price action. As I have so many other things on the board, Microsoft was a win for us today. We can show that chart a bit. But AMD, off of some of these lows yesterday, 78.50. Let's fade into that right now as this market just continues to get destroyed. Would like a better price on AMD, so we can wait to see if we can get it back in to the 30s or 40s, which is coming right now. Let's start a short and go over to Brendan with happening now.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock already, 30 minutes in the books. Let's have a look at North American markets. We're back in the red for the NASDAQ here, leading the way to the downside. If you joined us at 9 o'clock in the pre-market, everything nicely positive. No longer 0.15% for the NASDAQ 100. Same story for the composite, leading things, as I mentioned, back to the downside. The S&P basically flat here, still holding on to positive territory, but only just. The Dow, same story, 0.2%. The Russell, small caps, in positive territory. The only group right now, 0.27% to the upside. Here in Toronto, TSX 0.35%. We have the BOVESPA also little changed on Friday so far if you're joining us down in Brazil. Some of the cannabis stocks we've talked about being very strong over the past couple of days. Not so much today. ACB here down 3.5% straight to the downside from 980 down to 935 on decent volume. Worth noting as well. Air Canada as well. Some of the travel stocks down in the U.S. also weak. Had a look at Air Canada here off of the open. $18 held as resistance down to $17.50 here. Big time sell volume behind that move as well. One more. Only the banks really offsetting to the upside. TD leading the way higher so far, guys, in Toronto. Back to you.
I'm going to hit the hot dog for us there. We talked about where we wanted the first out in Oracle. Basically, to plan. Turns on a dime here, 59.70. Get out on the way back up when it bounced off it. So talked about like a 40, 50 cent, 260 cent range for a win. That's what we got on the first half. Had to chase this one a bit, unfortunately, all the way down. So you're not going to get the perfect position, but a winner is going to be a winner, guys. I do want to jump you back over to, not Overstock. Where are you, Codex? Look, this is one of those stocks where almost always my look is to short it. I gave you a move that I thought maybe could happen up towards 15 at some point today. That's still what I prefer, but I can't ignore the fact that it's already given a $1 pullback. That means if it consolidates here around 13, that might be the shorting price that I get today. So in the money on Oracle, in the money on Kodak. Kodak still hasn't broken 6 even, but I've reloaded a couple times in the mid 20s. That short working. Gene in the money 40 cents, 10% move on that already. I don't have a long winner today. Maybe we'll find one later, but look, the market's going down and you're short. Hang on to your winners, guys. Stick to your rules. Might have to add Codex to the list of the shorts we have right now.
Thank you, Valeria. Yeah, AMD, guys, a big win right there. We'll hit a swish and hope the Raptors can do the same tonight. Look where we're short, 78.50 right now. We shorted this all the way up, got those shorts, believe in the stock. Now you put your risk and your money where your mouth is, and now we start to go downside here. As I'm looking to take a sip of coffee here if I can. We'll see if we break. We'll see if we break down through 78 right now. That's been the bottom. We'll put some orders down here, but this is a monster trade for us, especially if these futures keep on, bang, keep on crashing just like that, guys. A 91s, we'll put a bid out there, see if we get filled at 91. We're trying to hold this, like we said, for some more bottoms. Did we get that? Yes, we did. Out a little bit there at 91, so let's just keep on holding this thing, see how far down we want to go. Man, we're making back a hell of a lot of money there. Just Darn it, Chewy. I'm going to be having nightmares about that, but we will move on. You can't just keep thinking about your losing trades. We're perfect everywhere else, man. I'm as embarrassed to watch where Tesla's at. Okay, not so bad. Big time trade on Tesla. We already took that $9, guys.
Yeah, here comes the low of day on Oracle, of course. Already short here at 60.30, almost $1 in the money, and that is that bottom, 59.37 or so. Pre-market low was at 59.30. I will take it off in front, look for a clean break. Again, I am holding a couple of other shorts that I like, but Oracle was always going to be a bit of a scalp play on the roll. I'm not into Kodak, Kodaks. I keep saying Kodak, Kodaks just yet. I am looking for a short opportunity around that 13. However, I do also want to jump you guys quickly back over to Peloton. Still on the move towards that downside, but 90. Holding at least in the short term. So it's bounced off that 90 price area. That's the next level down if it breaks. That's one way to get in. The other way, of course, short this pop. If it gets into this 93 to 95, that could be worth a short in front of that 94 that we had our last $2 winner in Peloton. So a couple of days, it's been my best stock. I don't want to get too far away from what's working. Looking to short it if it can roll over at 93. Otherwise, 90 even break we're looking for. Almost that full $1 in the money. Let's see if we can't get our target out on Oracle. That's the target. If it breaks through the low of the day, I'll look for another short on that low. The market is bouncing a little bit. At least the NASDAQ off of 11.1.
Yeah, we've made some money, decent money off Peloton. Bouncing right there off 90. 91. Okay, yeah, that would have been a good spot there. 91 on Peloton. But AMD, guys, we're out of. I mean, we still got about a third of this AMD trade on. So now short at 78.53, a good little spot there. Microsoft is coming back. Like I said, I'm not even talking about it because we're not worried about it. But that's not Microsoft. That's AMD again, Oracle. Here's Microsoft right here. As I said, I don't even know what stock it is. 206 here, maybe on a break back upside. But we are still short Oracle. So, AMD. Oh, God. We'll wait to see here. 206 and change, moving to the upside. I do like this Peloton long. If we can get back to 90, if that ever comes through. Peloton, a good one. What's up, B?
Another one moving here, guys. SPAC. 2 days, 3 days in a row. SPAQ just took the top off their big volume spike coming in here on SPAQ through 1550 once again, guys.
Just got our target out, and I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth. There's that bottom on Oracle. If it breaks it, fair enough. We've got some other shorts on. We'll take the buck on the second half and be very happy with that trade. Certainly, you talked about the SPAC there, but I need to get us back over to Codex. It does break through that 13, so not the rollover. This is why I'm not into it. I need to see it trade down, unable to hold. I want to be unable to hold above that 13 mark, so the fact that it's buying above this price, I'm going to be patient with this. Have had success in the past shorting Codex, but you got to pick your spots very carefully when you're doing that. I can tell you, not a heck of a lot going on in Codex. I'm going to ignore it for now, but worth watching. Chewy, I haven't made an execution just yet. It is testing back up towards this 58. Now, this was at 58 pre-market low. There was some consolidation down here on the pullback. If it breaks through, that could be an interesting long back through the 38 price if the market really is trying to find a bottom. Chewy, fantastic. Good earnings, guys. Remember, the news is positive. Just a bit of profit taking that happened off the open.
Yeah, you can tell. That's for sure. By far, the largest position Neil and I have taken was that Chewy spot there, and I got smoked on it. So we should have waited for this consolidation down here for sure. If it can get back here, though, I am going to put a little bit more money on this name once again. If we can get back to 56, 57 or so, we'll get into more longs, more like 56. It's at 57 right now. The bottom 55.84. So that's the biggest position all day. Any stock, unless it was my Tesla, 56.40 right now, coming back to the downside. I think we'll take a little bit of a long there, 56.50, 56.40 if we can get it. Should have really reloaded this AMD. We did reload a little bit, not enough. 78.57 there on AMD, comes all the way back upside. So we take that, now it crashes back down another 20 cents. Let's take a little bit off, but I still think we can get down here, man, where we just cashed out. So watch out for these futures.
I just want to get back to one from yesterday's action. That's YTEN. So if you're watching the show, fantastic opportunities to be short this stock all day long. But you got to watch out. The bottom it made at 6 even. One little tiny break in the afternoon. But this is the low here at 6.10. If it cannot hold that, I'm shorting it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I'm looking for a break of 6 even. It did tip down to 5.87. We want to make sure that immediately it takes that out. If it bounces off off that price that might slip in and out very, very quickly, guys. So watching 6 even on YTEN, looking for that short. Brendan, what do you got?
Chemex, guys, we talked about this one very briefly yesterday. 2 days in a row here for CX in New York, up 7%. So this is recent high territory above that 370 on the daily chart there. But you can see 2 days in a row here, straight higher, another 7% for CX, guys.
All right, I don't have my order in on Chewy, so we'll put that in right now and see if it wants to get going for us here. We're not in, but we're waiting for 56.50 or so all the way down here. If it wants to come back down, great. And then we'll just play it off that bottom and do a little bit of a retrace there. Okay, out again at 08s there. What a great trade day for me on AMD, man. I mean, we got a bunch of shorts up here, and then we just cashed them out like we said we would, so all good there. Thank you for the camera work there. Superman, oh, that one must have been Valeria. I didn't hit that one. So Superman is here today. Like I said, we're absolutely perfect except for our one trade over there on Chewy. So it's nice Star Wars character, but not nice for my P&L today. 78, here we go. Come on now down, AMD. Welcome to the party. You can break through 78 anytime you want. Right now, 50 cents in the money here on AMD. Here comes a break through 78. We're bidding in the 80s once again, guys.
Absolutely, and still watching for 13 to break on Codex. It might happen anytime soon. I want to get you guys back over to another name here that's usually going to be in play for us. Of course, some people ask about Carnival. I know it's a name that we usually try to trade. It's still back. It just got to positive here. Well, for a brief second, it turned positive before rejecting through. What's worth noting is 1790 was a price that I was interested before. Peloton just ticked in here, so it just broke 90 even. Got to get over to that in a quick second. But that 1790 to 18 area, an area of significance in the past on Carnival. So the fact that it's negative to positive, if the market comes back here, that rotation you talk about, Carnival could be a buy through that price. But the story for me is Peloton, for a couple of days now, been my number one stock. It just tested down towards 89 even. A quick little scalp on the first little bit. The next level down, we traded this yesterday. I'll give you the higher time frame look here. I shorted in the afternoon, 2 and 88, 87 to 88 bottom. There's a $4 win. I have the same bottom on it now. If it gets down to that 88 mark, I'll look to see if it bounces off there. I'll get manually out. Otherwise, my target would be that mid 87.50.
Well, that's like you guys,
Once we break through 89.
AMD is crashing down right now, guys, and we're just taking $1 on this trade. Just want to give you that update that we did get some out in the 80s, and we just took some out again there in the 70s. So getting some bids there to go ahead, Neil. This was just crashed for some reason.
I actually think 10-10 already. Wow.
Yeah.
We have some upgrades and downgrades. There were about 1 million of them on a few names.
Yeah, analysts very, very busy this morning, upgrading, downgrading, price target movement all over the place. Here we go. Upgrades on this side, downgrades over on that side. Adobe, one we haven't looked at. Domino's as well, upgraded this morning. DPZ, nice look for that one. Travelers Insurance, not really doing a heck of a lot on that side of the board. STSA, one we looked at yesterday, huge mover, higher and then all the way back down in the afternoon. Down 11%, a couple of downgrades on that one today. Here's Adobe, did fade that gap to the upside as we saw with the overall market, but trying to hold this 478, 480 area, which was kind of in line with where we ended yesterday for Adobe. So a decent area here for Adobe if it does want to hold. Here's STSA, 11.5%, kind of grinding on lows right now. This one was a little bit tough off of the open. Another one of those little tiny stocks, a bit of a range to trade and thinly traded as well, guys. Back over to you.
Thanks everybody for the compliments on the haircut. It's a pretty basic. I mean, I don't know. I've gone bald before. I really don't think it's anything special, but shout out to Keith, my barber, for obviously doing a fantastic job. And best of luck in your trading. I know sometimes he does watch along, a bit of a hobby of his as well. This Peloton, I want to just quickly go back here. 87 was a hard sort of bottom and good support. That's why I'll definitely take it out in front of it. I'm not going to fight what overall is a good story. If there were buyers down there before, it's hard for me to believe that there wouldn't be buyers there today. So, I'll look to see if we can continue this trend to the downside. We've already had some profitability on this name. I'll only give this maybe back to like 90, 50. I don't want to give too much back. If it makes a bottom early, I don't want to get caught losing or giving too much back on this Peloton trade. I will get you guys back over to Kodak. You're going to see it still on here. I did reload. I did take some out at 615. Continuing to cover in front of 6. It's just a slow grind back down. I kind of wish I'd put this on in the pre-market because a company reducing its stake is not usually a reason why a stock should pop. And I felt like that was a good short and did not put it on the pre-market. Next time, I'll go ahead and do that.
Someone says you pay for that haircut. Yeah, come on, it's a nice haircut, man. Always haters around. I'd go bald too, but I don't think that would look very good on me. Neil did go bald before, which was nice.
COVID cut.
I think there's a few pictures of that. That was a COVID cut. Right. That's why it was. And it's like, look, those of you know that if you have a barber that you like, you got to keep going back. And if they're closed, then yeah, you got to do it yourself. What's up, B?
Another one, guys. Just seeing a headline here on Chewy. We talked in depth, obviously, about Chewy, but one of the negative aspects to this report was apparently they warned about second half higher costs due to COVID and the pandemic and shutdown. So some of the negativity coming in on Chewy due to them warning again of higher second half costs due to the pandemic, guys.
Yeah, I mean, this is that support level, right? So 55 and 56, and it's on the watch list for a reason. We go over some of these prices. Just going to go back quickly to the 15-minute. You can see it on the daily, but I like this look a little bit better for you guys. You had this hard 56 bottom down at 04 when this loads up, if it ever does. 55 for weeks before that was support. I don't know why it's not loading on my chart there, but 55 to 56 is that target range. You can definitely see it on the daily chart. If we do bounce off that range, it's got to be along at some point. This is what I'm looking for. Even a 58 break for a scalp is going to work for me. So I'm trying to be patient with Chewy coming in here. But I mean, wow, if we can bounce and hold here, the upside is pretty fantastic short term. But even a swing down here might not be a bad idea.
I'm already long Chewy right now, 56.50. So yeah, I'm agreeing with everything there for sure. 56.50 right now, long Chewy, and holding it. We did take some out there when it went up to 70, so we just took a quick scalp there. That's needless to say, that's what that was. Yeah, Neil Roberts, last time you went bald was to match me, first time on the show back in June, says Callaway. Yeah, I don't know if that is true, but thank you, Callaway Jones. One of our guests, been on twice for guest of the day there, so good look there. Yeah, we're not doing too much else right now. We're waiting for AMD, man. This is 50 cents in the money. We did cash them out, low 70s, low 80s, and 90s as well. Here we come back to fade back through, and I'm just going to continue to say it. Chewy, no friend of mine, but I do like the chance of going back upside. If we take out the bottom, we're going to get out. We're definitely not as heavy. We are 5 times heavier in this move here to start than we are right now. So let's see if we can just get it back and get a little bit of money back on this name. Chewy, Brendan brought us that news, and we had no idea about those cost cutting. So good little look there on looking at less money for them. So let's see what they do.
Yeah, thank you, Callaway. Look, it's a COVID cut that I had the bald before. Obviously, my barber wasn't open, so you do what you got to do. I can't talk about it and not get into it looking at that daily chart on Chewy. So I'll give it to the first level here on this long, which is low of day. But even if it breaks it, I'm probably going to try and take it at 55. It's been a lot of love and a lot of support, and thank you guys for all that. But my curiosity is now peaked because, we've crossed some big numbers on the subs. We've hit like 15,000 likes. I got to get over to you, Valeria. How are we doing this morning? When it comes to the likes, at least, I think we can get to that 2,000. It's been a fantastic week.
Neil, I'm so happy you asked because we're just 200 away from 1,000 likes. But you're absolutely right. Our daily goal is 2,000 likes. So, dear viewers, please like this video, be kind, make us a little bit happier.
Exactly. I mean, get to the 2,000 likes, and maybe Valeria will put on. There's no Air Force Ones today. I just happened to notice, but you have like 20 different pairs of those, so I have 0.
But yesterday you didn't even know she wore one, right? Yeah. Today she has 20 pairs. I think she does probably have 20 pairs. So good look there. Yeah, it looks like it's sandals, but it was cold today, Valeria.
It still is cold.
Not normally a sandals day, but okay. Chewy right now. We just took out that out at 78. So back-to-back jacks on Chewy there. We'll explode a little bit of money, and then we'll maybe get to Valeria's shoes as an afterthought later on. Valeria, what's up, B?
Just a heads up on Peloton, guys. $90 here on PTON. Big time level from yesterday, aftermarket and end of the day. Volume spike, volume alert there at $90 for Peloton. So possibly starting to find a bottom. Valeria is very busy this morning. She is also watching what is moving over in Europe. We're talking about Royal Mail again, Valeria.
Yes, Brandon, Royal Mail is up almost 7% after JP Morgan upgraded it to neutral. Back to you.
Yeah, nice look for RMG if you're watching over in London again today, guys.
Back
Go.
to- I
Give
should
it
go
from
back.
everywhere. But I want to get you guys over to very, very quickly here, Kodak. I'm still in this short, but a little bit of help here from this order. Just a big seller at 617. It's been a lot of sideways action, so I'm not saying that's going to push it down. Look, it's 100,000 shares. The stock has done 5.8 million, but definitely working in my favor. What I am going to do, however, is if it breaks, I can still take a third out. I still have a bunch of this position. I will take some off and trim it if 617, that seller is broken. Otherwise, going to hang on. You can see I am waiting in front of 6. Most of the consolidation bottom was down here at 580, so that would be the ultimate target. If we ever got to 580 on Kodak, I'd be all flat. It's a nice short. Of course, it would have been better, like I said, if we had it in the pre-market. But we liked it short. We've liked it all morning long. If that 617 goes, I'll definitely take some out, guys. But into that Chewy, got in the money a little bit for me here, but I'm looking for it to break 57 to the upside before I take anything off. I also want to jump back over to this ITCI, stalling out once again, but I'm not looking for the rollover trade. I'm simply looking for the breakdown at 27.60. That was the low this week. This is the breakdown price that I like on ITCI. I'm patiently waiting for my entry point. When I get it, then I will get in. I know it looks like it's a decent short off at 29.50, not what I'm looking for in ITCI.
Oh man, we're just, okay, there, did I get those? Oh, there we go. Okay, we just got them on AMD right now. And we're gonna try to keep on fading this move. 78.60, I'm not gonna keep averaging into this if it doesn't wanna go. I mean, it's my it's not my number one stock, Tesla, Oracle is, and Tesla, and now soon to be hopefully AMD. We're gonna just blow this off if it gets above 66 here, I think, on this name. So we'll get off a little bit here. Here it comes. So we're not gonna hold this one until the cows come home. We will get out of or AMD here if it does break above 76 or so. Keep averaging into this one. If the market rolls again, AMD can tank down and we'll get all this money back for you. So right now, 78.50, looking for a long here on Oracle, sorry, looking for a short here on AMD. If it breaks above 78.70, we gets out.
I'm going to shout out to Matt Murphy. There's Sean talking about AMD right there, so direct the super chat at him, $5. Thank you, Matt. I inadvertently, on Nicola, I just want to correct one thing here. I said 32.70. 32.60 was the actual bottom on the 4th, so do watch out. It is rapidly approaching. I actually adjusted my stop order to reflect it. Nicola continuing to flush. We talked about this short report. You can see what's happened the last few days. 33 is about to go right now, but I'm looking at the bottom on the 4th for another breakdown. If it bounces off that price, maybe that's where you can think about longs, but I've had one long today that didn't work. Seeing if Chewy can now, but my only negative stock is Nicola. Odd that I would be long on a day like today on Nicola when it's been such a great short stock, but 32.60 is the price I'm watching now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of Chewy as well if we can get to 57. Like Neil and I are trading drastically different share sizes on this name. So I'm going to try to continue to scalp it, and then we'll look at that. I mean, again, I'm going to hold it through the bottom. I wish I was trading less shares on this move here, Chewy, but I still like it. I don't like that news that Brendan gave us, though. We may average in again to the bottom here, 56 and change, but I have to get out some 57 if we can do it, and then we'll wait to VWAP. I'm with everybody on this one, thinking we can get back upside, though. Down 5% is not huge. There goes AMD back to the upside now. 79, next little level. So we're out of AMD. This is what we're doing. Discipline, man. You can't hold these things forever. It breaks above 78, 75. That's generally a spot that I like. So we get out right now of AMD, guys, and we're looking to retake that short near 79.
Man, Dave & Buster's got absolutely crushed to the downside here. And we talk about these aftermarket levels. I'm not saying trade the aftermarket. You saw on Peloton some poor, look, I shouldn't say some poor sucker. It's not funny that it went down to 82, then you're staring 100 in the face the next day in the pre-market. But in play here, 1635 bottom, look where the consolidation is. So, you know, someone stepped up and bought a little bit down there to turn the price in the aftermarket. Someone buying a little bit down around that same price. So if it can hold this, it might be a bounce back play. In a weak market, I don't love it, but if we get back to the upside, maybe some gap fill potential on Dave & Buster's. 16 would be the break that I would look for. But look, it really has to trade above this 1660. That was a turning point for the stock when it first tried to consolidate. So needed to hold above that price before I'm really seriously considering the long. Just note that it has held the post-market bottom here, guys. So a little bit interested in that one now. Chewy continues to teeter, positive to negative for me here. But it's a $1 range at the bottom, that 55 to 56. I like to test this one if it can get back up towards 57.80. That'd be the first out that I would look for in front of that. So if I'm targeting about $1 on the first half and thinking we can get back to like 58.50 on the second half, willing to risk a little bit here on that Chewy position. That seller is still in play at 617 on Kodak, but I will trim if they are broken.
Apple 112.90 right now. I know there's a lot of people asking for some levels here on Apple. Come on, Chewy, just get to 57. Like, come on. Okay, NQ right here, NASDAQ for Apple. And this is just a test trade that we made early at 8:30, just to make sure everything was kosher. 111.20. So we are right at this VWAP right now, 113.20. So yeah, so some possibilities there to go long or not. 113.50. It's just these wicks are scaring me because they can tick down so fast and take me out. So I either trade little shares or I wait for the best opportunity to go long, and I don't think that's right now. If anything, maybe we can fade into this not bad level there, 113.65 all the way to the upside. This little choppy area there, 113.60 and change. So I think this is worth a fade into that. Let's go short here and use 113.68 or 69 or so as our out, as this market is pretty high right now. We'll look to get this out, hopefully 111 again. But let's start a short on Apple. Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, a little behind, but let's jump into small cap world here. We'll talk about, all this week it's been fairly quiet in small cap world. Not today, lots to look at, so we'll get through a few here. Gene, the first one we mentioned in the pre-market here. If you go out to the daily chart, top end of this range on the daily chart is 430 to 450. So 430 here, 450 top of this kind of consolidation from the pre-market gave you a great opportunity just before the open here to get involved versus that 430. Obviously down to 360 right now on this thing, so a big move to the downside, looking like it might want to continue. STSA, another one from yesterday. We mentioned it during the upgrades and downgrades. Got a downgrade today. 550 was the level I was using just from yesterday afternoon. Here was support in the afternoon, so short in front of 550. This thing all the way down to 470. So a nice look to the downside there for STSA. ITCI, man, this was tough this morning. I chased it badly. Stopped out of the first one, short again here right now versus this 29.20, which is a bit of a pivot here. Again, as Neil was saying, next levels are a lot higher, so just be very careful. 29.20, 29.30 if you're short on that. Already took some out there on ITCI. Very quickly, we'll jump over to CODX. 1350, if you go to the daily time frame, is a big level for this thing. So blew out the first one here. If you're watching this in the afternoon, this 1250 was a huge resistance point in the afternoon. Just could not get above this area yesterday afternoon. So I actually really like this trade this morning versus that 1250, 1260. Didn't work, obviously. We're at 13.5 now, back to 1250 once again on the downside, guys, for CODX. So lots to look at today in small cap world. Guys, back to you.
Would you say there's a plethora of stocks to look at over there on small cap world? Yeah, if you know what that joke is from, then you are probably as big a nerd as I am. I'm going to tell you it's from The Three Amigos, one of the funniest movies ever made, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm still looking at this Codex, Brendan. I'm not into this one yet, but it did hold below that 13, and there is a bit of a buyer right now attempting to be broken at 1258. So 1250 breakdown does look like a decent play for me here in Kodak. I can tell you, of course, Nikola did break the low of the day, so I have only one long. It's in Chewy. Now short in Nikola. It feels like it took me a while to get to this party. $5 later, I'm shorting Nikola through the bottom. If it breaks 32, let's see how far this one can go down. Nikola, Randy seems impressed with this chart. I see to the south side, but Chewy's starting to come down as well. 3 shorts and 1 long. The long losing out so far. Let's see if 32 can break and we get another flush in Nikola getting crushed off that Hindenburg report. But ear to the ground, if anything happens, could be a hard reversal if they make any kind of a response.
And here we go, Apple right now, guys. Look at this double short here. 113 doubled it up. So now we go to the north side, south side on Apple, hopefully north side on Chewy. Right now, Apple crashing down. We did take a little bit out there at 65. Our short is 113. We did get to 112.30 there, thinking that can hopefully make moves down to the south side there. I did also want to check back, obviously, in AMD. What is Tesla doing right now? 369. Okay, so right back to basically where we got out. There we go, Val. Is that 1,000 already? How many likes? Ooh, 1,100 likes there. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. There you go, a little bit of hard action there. She tried to get Justin Bieber early, and then Randy did not want to have some pre-show music with Justin Bieber, so we went with
Yeah, we were listening to a heck of a lot of country music, didn't we?
No, it wasn't country at all. It was Rolling Stones, Rolling Stones there. And then she requested Beatles, but I don't think we got to that. So good music choices there by Valeria. And I think it was, I don't know what was Rush in the first part, their Rush as well. So some Canadian content there for sure. Okay, yeah, everything moving around here, guys. Like Brendan just said, a big day for a lot of different stocks. Let's check out Uber as well here. Uber up 3% today, was up 3%, now just 2.2%, looking to crack that 37. What is up, Brendan?
Another one, guys, didn't mention there, but VBLT, another one from the watch list, guys. VBLT was on the watch list this morning. Sign up for the watch list if you have not already. Valeria will have the link for you. 7.5% for this VBLT still, but if you go to the daily chart here, 135 to 140, big time levels. So decent opportunity on VBLT this morning as well. Another one, guys.
Yeah, quick little, just to show you what happened here. Got triggered into Y10, just one wick down below the low of the day. That's not how I want to get into position, so I'm immediately going to take it out. Look, it's going to give you a better price than if it broke the bottom, but I want to see it trade down through that 610. That's not what happened here. So you get in, you don't want the position, you just immediately pay whatever the spread is going to be and get out of it. So I am still looking at YTEN if it can take out the low. I might actually move it down to 6 even, as opposed to that 610 area. Chewy's still working down against us, but I can tell you, late to the party, Nicola, but if you're well-dressed, it's all good. Nicola through 32, about 70 pennies in the money. I don't even have any levels. Look, I'll go to the daily chart to show you. A little something here was at that 32.50 and nothing till about 30 even. And look, since the opening, this was a hard bottom at 30. I'm not holding through that price. I definitely would be taking this out for the $2 winner if I can get it. Nicola continuing to fall. At some point, maybe it'll find a bottom and I would try along again. I'm a ways away from doing that. We took one shot and wasted 30 pennies on the first move. Not going to do that until I see a really, really strong bottom.
Yeah, 30 is really the only bottom on that. Anyway, I want to try to go long in Nicola as well at some point here. The pain may have to stop, but it is just straight downside for that name in WoW as it goes. Another 20-cent win here on Apple on the reload. What's up, Brendan?
PRTK. We've mentioned this one past couple of days here. 3-day move now for PRTK. Paratech Pharmaceuticals up again today, 10%. Just broke $6 there on a volume alert. So $6 for PRTK, guys.
I'm going to go long.
Add that one to the list here. I'm going to show you I got shook out by a large order, at least a little bit. Now, I still have Kodak to the short side, but I did tell you there was a seller that got broken. I would take some out for a quick little, it's still a 10-cent win, and I'm still holding a quarter of the position anyways, but I wanted to take some off just in case that was enough to send it popping. And the reason for this, Kodak is a heavily shorted stock at times. I've seen it squeeze. I've definitely seen it squeeze between 10:30 and 11:30. I will not ignore the potential catalyst to that. So I continuously always have a stop. I'm considering where I have to get out. I've seen those moves to the upside, especially when volume tapers off. You get one spike, and next thing you know, you're done. STFU. The full quote, thank you for getting that one. Three Amigos, great look on that movie. I still want to go back over to ITCI and sort of stress, it does look like there is forming an opportunity for a rollover. I still like 27.50. I wasn't going to take this one off of this 29 level, but it is seeming like 28.50 to the downside here, maybe giving it only to 29. Tighter stop than normal. Feels like there could be a nice little move approaching an ITCI. And Chewy, oh, it's going to break this bottom here, so that could be a losing trade for me. I still like also 55. If it can hold the other level on the daily chart, that could be a secondary entry for that long, guys.
Man, we are just crushing Apple here and glad to do it as well. Not as a shareholder, but trading right now. Look at this, short, out. Good trades. We're trying to get out now again on Apple to the downside right now. So good trading there. I am, again, took a position here on Nikola, waiting to see if it breaks down this ultimate bottom there. We are long right now, Nikola, 32.13 here. This is definitely worth the risk for me to take this one off this bottom just to see. It is bouncing around here. I know it's hard to see because I have these executions here, but I'm just thinking maybe there's some consolidation right now. We can run this thing back to the upside. So that's Nikola hoping to go 32.13. We'll take a little bit more if it wants to dip below 32 once again, and then we'll wait to see if it takes out this bottom of 31.50 here for the day. But we're stepping into it. That's for damn sure. Okay, Apple as well. 90-cent win on this one. And Chewy, like I said, we're trying to give this one to the bottom. bottom. It just did break, so we're trying to go high side. Bang, bang, bang. We still have lots of shares, so we're waiting to get out of this one. But if it does break this bottom, which it almost did, 55.80, we'll be out of it. But right now, focused really just on Nikola here, seeing if this bottom is going to hold or not. It doesn't look like it wants to hold. Most people trying to get out of this position. I wonder if GM is having second thoughts right now, but I don't care. These short seller reports probably done the damage now.
Didn't they not put any cash into the deal? I mean, there was some licensing of software and they were providing support, but I'm not even sure GM put any cash in there. But we're going to look at GM in just a little bit here.
Here comes Nikola.
Here comes Nikola. Like I don't even have a target down here. And one of the things that I always consider, if I'm ever thinking about a bottom like a 30 even that we see on that daily chart and digging in at a price like that, I don't want to be short going into it because it clouds your judgment. So I'm going to look to see if I can't take a buck 20, something in that range off of this short here, and then hunt and wait for a bottom pick on this name. I know it's a troubling thing to do. Chewy right now is holding 56, so if Nikola does that at 30, I'm going to actually trail my stop now. I was going to trail it to like 32.20. Now I'm going to trail it to 32 even to lock in some profit. But this is what we're talking about on that daily chart, guys. It did get down past 31 times, snapping back up. There was some support at 29, but it's 30 even that I'm really watching.
Yeah, AMD coming all the way down now again. So, yeah, here comes Nikola. It's going to break the bottom here, and we'll get out of this. As soon as it breaks 31.50, which looks like it's trying to do right now. So, Nikola, not a good one. But our AMD trade was fantastic. We did get taken out at the top just before 79 there. That's fine. I mean, we did have too many shares. If I would have waited for VWAP, we would have lost a little bit extra money on that one. So, we're going to hold off now and wait to see what AMD does. Would love to get this one again. I guess the market does not want to rebound. We almost got positive there on NASDAQ. We are just turning negative. We got back to positive up here and then turned around as I look at some of these charts here. The S&P is still up. Again, a completely different beast, S&P versus NASDAQ, especially with the way some of these stocks are moving. Damn it. Just wish we never got out of that one. But that's okay. AMD still a top stock for me today. My best stock, though, Tesla and Oracle, just a couple dollars away from each other. So this was a big trade on Tesla early. This is when we took the Microsoft long, so we didn't want to go short tech, long tech. So we got out, then it crashed down. That's a good little $3 trade. And then this is $9 win there on Tesla. But look at this bottom. 360. Can we test that again? What's up, Brendan?
Another push here, guys, for NNOX. Mentioned this one right out of the gate this morning. Was very, very strong on decent volume. So day highs here. We're now through 55 all-time highs once again for NNOX. NanoX imaging, guys.
Okay, let's slay the dragon that is Nikola. I just got out of the second half of that position. We'll take the dollar winner, be happy with it. Now looking to see if it makes a bottom at that 30 area. Chewy's still actually holding up pretty well, but I do want to jump over to that NNOX shortly here. But I do want to jump first back over to Peloton, of course, one of the big ones from our watch list. Talked about 87 as a bit of a level. Now, my last short, I did take it out here, bottom 89.24. It is trying to make a bit of a bounce, some sideways action. 92, of course, was a price that we went over at 9 o'clock in the morning. If we break back up through there, it might start to get a bit of a bullish tone. Remember, this is positive on the day. This was a positive earnings report, just a bit of price, sort of a profit taking happening now. 87 would be the next level. If 89 breaks, 87 is the level we gave you as well. So still $2 worth of downside if you take that short. Now looking to see if it holds this sideways action and can break back above 92. That would be a bullish point there for Nikola Peloton. 95 would be that target to the upside where we started our short journey on this name.
Yeah, we're going to go long again at 91 if we can get Peloton. Right now we're long at 78. We're literally right here. So we'll see if we can get that long, breaking again through the bottom. Nikola does the opposite of going up, falling down. So there it is. Well worth the risk there. Like I said, we had still a lot of shares, but not as many as normal. Not trying to bottom pick on a big amount of shares, that is for sure. So right now, Nikola just continues to fall down. After the show, I will be picking up more of this stock into my own account, of course, because I do believe in Nikola. We'll see what that wants to do. But right now, down at 17%. Would have been a genius to cash out there at $50 not too long ago. a couple days ago, but that is the market for you. You're never going to pick the tops or the bottoms. Again, my number one stock is Oracle today, and this is one where we don't mind bottom fishing. Again, 59 was that bottom. Should have looked at that a little more serious there at 59.02 and pick some up. But Oracle right now looking to, I don't know, make a rebound. But again, the futures have to go. If the market doesn't want to go, then none of these stocks are going to come into play, right? So you got to wait to see if this goes. The market right now on a Friday looking to give some back. September, the worst month for stocks, generally speaking. So we're going to have to wait to see if that holds true for this September. A lot of tech stocks getting taken to the woodshed today.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, we are sort of bouncing off a bit of a level here. It's worth noting, I mean, Arun did talk about not being very, very active in the market for himself today. And I think sticking to what is in play, sticking to what is on the watch list that we have out there in the morning, that's probably the way to go. I think overtrading is going to be a problem on any Friday. Certainly today it could also be true. I did get triggered into ITCI. Look, I'm still going to have this break. If it ever breaks 27.50 today, I'm going to have this one short. I do like this breakdown through 28.50 that it just did. So I grabbed some shares at 40. I'll give it to that 29 and change high. If it breaks through there, I'm all done with this. Let's see if it can't retest the bottom. I'll be out before that bottom because I want to get back in at that 27.50 price. It looks like Chewy's going to put us to the test here. At the first low, that'll be 55.80. That's where I'm going to be getting out. But I need to recap you guys on one that was an early trade. And you'll see me in this one from the pre-market and still holding on to Gene. Anytime you get this kind of a pullback and the slide to the downside, it's either getting to my target in front of 350 or it's pulling back up above $4. Either way, it's a winning trade, but I only have 10% left on here, so that's why I'm going to hang on to it. No reason to get out. Either hit my target or hit my trailing stop at 4. It is time for Sector Watch. Let's go to Brendan at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the overall S&P 500. A little deceiving, I would say, today. A very, very positive looking board here, but we're only up 0.3%. So a lot of these moves not enormous in nature, but just to start things off here, I want to mention the materials group here. Unusually strong on the day as far as strength goes, but LYB, CEF, DOW, and FCX. I did note Freeport in the pre-market was doing some volume. 2.5% for Freeport, but nice look for material shares, positive right across the board as far as the group is concerned. 2 days in a row, the little real estate group there offsetting things to the downside, negative once again. Most of the gains coming from the industrial sector today. Again, really not that big in nature. You can see a lot of 1% to 2% kind of moves. HII, HWM, and JCI, about 3% plus. As far as the leaders are concerned. But have a look at some names in the industrial group. FedEx here having a decent week. Some of the airlines popping up as well. There's Love, Southwest, 0.8%. Again, not a huge move. Talked about Norton LifeLock there. Big move down 6% on an earnings miss. So offsetting basically this entire group to the downside is NLOK. CTSH and Oracle also reported. Micron, nice day, 2.8% there. Western Digital down in the hardware makers to the upside as well, leading the way, 3.8%. But tech stocks are higher, but only just because of NLOK. The other group to be aware of, healthcare stocks did make a move initially to the upside, but coming back in, you can see some of the healthcare equipment makers to the downside today. Pharmaceutical stocks, though, Gilead, Mylan, TMO there as well, 2.25% to the upside. So pharmaceutical shares offsetting some of the hardware equipment makers. I'll get it right. It's Friday. 0.4%, guys, for the overall S&P. So a little bit deceiving. Looks very positive, but offsetting in some natures. Let's go back over to Sean.
Yeah, Brendan and I stumbling over each other continuously here today. Yeah, it must be a Friday, I guess. Okay, Kodak here, just looking at that, canceling some orders. Apple making the moves, man. This is a 75-cent winner right now on Apple, looking to come downside. We do have an order to get out at 50. If it does go, we'll capture that 55-cent win if it does break back above 112.50. Still have Chewy on the mind, waiting to see if that one wants to break this bottom. I don't know. I may average in a little bit here. Take take some more shares. I think maybe we will do that, but I mean, it just keeps on heading south. So 56 and change. This could be a disaster break if it goes. So 55.80 right now on Chewy. Looking to get longer on it, but I don't know if I should just be averaging in here or wait for some kind of a level to break. Apple back to the upside right now. Yeah, 56. Yeah, I mean, Chewy's right here. We'll take a little bit more and then get out if it does break that ultimate bottom, which is going to be 55.75 or so.
Yeah, just watching Nikola bounce here, 30.75, not quite to that 30 even mark, so I'm not going to call it a bottom pick just yet. We did have a level on the daily. Going to try to stick to that at least. Down 29 to 30 even, a little bit of a ramp up. The higher low was put in at that 30 mark, so that's what I'm going to see if we can't wait for. Chewy is getting a bit of a bounce. I mean, my stop is loaded there at the low of the day, so if it breaks it, I'm going to be out. But Nikola, I don't want to get, look, when it's that strong of a trend to the downside and it's a multi-day one coming from 55, I don't want to necessarily think you have to be perfect on the bottom, but I want to make sure the bottom is actually in here, guys. I have a couple of trades. One was a ill-advised, quick in and out long, and then a good short that we did put on. So I'm not going to throw that money away hastily here, but there is a bit of a bounce. Just bounced to $1.50 off the low in Nikola. I'll get you guys back to Kodak because it is getting back towards that entry price that I have, that 630 we had it the last time. I'll reload if it rolls over here. Otherwise, I'm just going to have my stop locked and loaded to make sure we don't turn this into a mess. I've been short all morning long. And ITCI basically just flat right now. That NNOX that Brennan mentioned, just going over to quickly look at the daily chart. You're seeing the parabolic move that it's put to the upside. You guys like that parabolic over and over again. I need to see it actually start to sell back off and consolidate lower before I think about a retracement on this name. It is relatively thinly traded with 2 million in volume. The spread right now, a second ago, was about 25 pennies. I've seen it open up as well. So definitely need to see it sell off a little bit before I would jump into this party. You don't want to get squeezed on a stock like this and get really ugly for you. Brennan, what do you got?
A couple things. Just noticed this one, TXG. We'll have a look to see what the news is, but volume spike here, all-time highs, guys, for TXG. Flip over to BFRA, another little German-based biopharma, $11. Man, I wish I saw this earlier this morning. $11. We're at $9 now for BFRA, so huge rejection. There was a class action lawsuit filed. They came out this morning, said how they were going to respond to that class action lawsuit. So up on that news, but being faded once again for BFRA, guys.
All right, we're averaging in BFRA. We'll check out that. I'm just looking at AMD, which has been a good stock for us today. So we are going to go more shares short and average in all the way up here again to this VWAP. Trying to get the majority of the shares I'd love to get here in the 50s or 60s there. So we'll see on that one. We did take Chewy long at 56.10. Or no, 56, yeah, 09 there, I guess. Long Chewy. So our average price now 34s. We'll see if we can get this going back upside now. And by us getting it going, I don't know what that means because there's nothing we can do about it. But we'll wait to see if Chewy wants to go. So here we go now. Hopefully a nice little runner back to the upside. If I can just get to flat, that'd be nice. Not going to get any out, but maybe we can get some out. 56.80s, 56.90s is kind of my target spot right now for Chewy. What's up, B?
Just adding to this Nikola story, guys. Just seeing apparently Citron has come out and backed Hindenburg on this little spat that has now started. So Citron backing Hindenburg on the short side, guys.
Right. I swear I read something that Citron was going to come out with a bullish play at some point. I guess that's obviously not it. So Citron jumping onto the back of Hindenburg and Nikola goes up. Go figure. So look, if it's if that's the 30 bottom that's in, I'm going to regret that maybe I missed it. But you have to have some rules to the game here. And for me, I was looking to see it test down towards that level. It didn't even get past 30 and 3/4 here. So not quite deep enough for the bounce that I was looking for on Nikola. But it has put in at least a $1.50 move to the upside there. I do want to jump us back to one other name from earlier on the morning, of course, Peloton. Has been in play, positive earnings, a bit of profit taking here. Now holding this bottom at 89 and a quarter, double bottom. That's where I got out of my last short. I'm looking for a 92 break to the upside. I think that gets you some bullish action on this. However, it does feel like this could be the time to dig at an 89.25 low. If it tests down there again, maybe jump into something as the market rebounds here in front of that low. Use it as a bit of a stop. So 89 to 89.25 would be the stop. But I'd wait for that to crack down towards 90. I'd be patient with that entry point. The breakout trade probably will scalp some of it into that VWAP in 93.50 range, otherwise hold to 95. So a couple of ideas for a long opportunity now in Peloton. I've only been short so far, positive on the day, looking to see if that bottom can now hold.
Yeah, we're long Peloton. We took it there. So we just went long there through 91. We'll see how high that wants to go. Who knows what it wants to do. But Peloton right now, we are long 91 here to the top side. Looking for a 92, 93. We can get it out up here. We'll be really happy. Take that dollar win if we can get it. But looking to get out a 91.90 or so, somewhere maybe even lower, 91.70. Anyways, it needs to go. So we're going to wait for that one. NASDAQ now trying to go. We've averaged into our AMD here. We're getting close to that spot that we don't like, so we'll wait to see if it can come. 78 and 89. One more try on the short, and then we're going to give it up here on this break of VWAP. So we'll give that shot one more, give that trade one more shot. We are in the money on an Apple short as well off that break, so we're going to put a bid down here, see if we get out of Apple if this market does want to come back downside here on the NASDAQ. That's more what we're looking at, not the ES. We're looking at the NASDAQ now to see that one. There goes Peloton. Nice little win, 40 cents in the money. We'll take some off now and then wait for 92, guys.
Yeah, just going to get you guys back over to ITCI. It's starting to roll a little bit here, and I do have that 28.40 short. As I mentioned earlier, I'm still looking at 27.50 for a breakdown trade. So, this will win maximum 50 to 80 pennies before I'd re-enter on a break of the low of the day, but it's starting to work in our favor here. You got to consider the fact that 29 looks like a significant level. I'm not going to be taking any, if it does bounce here, I'm not going to be taking a long through 29, but I would watch out if you're shorting it for a potential squeeze through that price. So in the money on ITCI, things can change in a hurry. It can be thinly traded at times. I'll start taking it off down around this 28. When that breaks, the rest will be out in front of 27.50. That's the big level break that I'm looking for. If you want to go back, both the open and the pre-market low at that 27.60, then go after a gap to the upside, you can look at it turning hard off of just below that $28 area on the first day as well. So it's an important bottom. When that breaks, it's a different short than the one I have on now.
Okay, yeah, Peloton, like how funny is that? It goes right up to that 30. I hit offer and then it doesn't print. So we'll wait. We're still up there at 32 here off Peloton. We're going to wait to see. I mean, this stock has been getting crushed. I'm down on it, but not very big. So we'll wait to see if Peloton does take out this $90 once again down to the downside. We won't even hold it that far, but it was up here to 91.50. So we had a 50-cent winner. We didn't take it, but, that's the way my day's been going today. Let's wait to see. Still waiting on Chewy as well. We did take a long rate here. It's really stuck in this little area now. So Chewy, I don't have much faith on this one to go back upside, but it is trying to go. So we'll see if Chewy can make some winners out of us now back to the upside. Needs to go to 57 before we even consider taking some out. So hopefully Chewy can get going now. It comes up to our kill spot here on AMD. Goes all the way to VWAP. We don't get out, but that is my out, just a little bit higher than this. So we tried AMD. Looks like AMD will turn negative for me today. Waiting for AMD, waiting for Peloton, and then waiting for Chewy, obviously, as we go. There goes Chewy. Just breaks 56, so we did get out of a little bit there.
Yeah, I'm going to be out of Chewy. I actually got accidentally short with 2 orders instead of 1, so I'll actually have to flat that one. If you get a position you don't like, guys, you just get right out of it. It's going to happen to you. Chewy, there's still another bottom that I'm watching, of course, and that's going to be that 55 even, but did take a shot, and it's a relatively tight stop. It's going to, on a 1 minute, it's going to look like, yeah, you got in. I'm not going to hold it very long. But again, this was more about this daily level. 55 even, 56 were 2 levels on Chewy. If it can hold 55, might be another re-entry point. If it breaks through, I'm not going to be touching it. So 55 is the kill zone. It is 10:50. It's time to get the Money Talks big screen with Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Not a lot to show you here this morning. There's a muted action to say the least. A little bit of weakness coming back into the U.S. dollar. We had some Brexit news coming out earlier in the week, so the British pound weak once again. But 3 days in a row for the pound to the downside. Not a heck of a lot, but 0.12% here, 127 and change for the pound today. The euro extending that gain from earlier in the week we talked about. We're all the way back above 119, got above 118.5 yesterday after the ECB decision was held. They didn't change interest rates, but to the upside again, 0.2%, 118.3 today. Canadian dollar also slightly higher. Japanese yen, Swiss franc, not really doing a lot today. Same story with Australia and New Zealand. What an absolute tear these have been on over the past few days. 5 days in a row now to the upside for both of these, 0.4%, 0.36% here, 66.73 for New Zealand. Crypto's basically flat on the day. We're back to 10,200, 300 area for Bitcoin. Ethereum leading the way once again, up 0.5%. 367, but it was 1% at one point today. So a nice move back higher for Ethereum, guys.
Yeah, I just want to jump you guys to one thing here. I was about to tweet this up. I'm going to tell you guys, in day trading, sometimes you have to accept that you are immediately wrong. And on Y10, I talked about it breaking that low on one little wick to the downside, immediately snapping back. It was like one little snap down. That's not how you want to get into position on a breakdown trade. I'm immediately going to get out of that for a small hit. That's a bullish sign. It doesn't mean I'm going long, but it means I'm accepting the fact that it is instantly the wrong trade. You get out of it. It's now would have been like an easy 10% loss if you hang on to it stubbornly. Y10 not going to go long, but it is a bullish sign. Fail break at the bottom. I accept my hit. Take a small loss. You got to do that to stay alive, guys. That's what it's all about. We always talk about learning, and usually on our Market Wisdom channel, that's one of the things that we go over all the time. However, today it's a little bit different. We're dropping a video. We had a discussion on this last week. Each of our trading journeys, how we started out, how we got to where we are today. Mine is apparently being dropped today is the first one, so do check it out. Let us know what you think about it. I actually feel like there's a little bit more for us to cover. It was just a bit of an early discussion on how we all started out, guys. So check that one out on our Market Wisdom page. Valeria will drop the link towards the end of the show. But this Y10, it's making a secondary push, and there are some levels that bear watching here. If it gets back up to this $7 area where it failed in the pre-market, of course, you do also have yesterday's close at 670. Might be a short off for those levels. So I am now watching Y10 as it moves back up. I want to fade it if it cannot break that 7 even mark, guys.
Yeah, just getting ready to see what Oracle wants to do here on the downside. We are long. We've taken some shares here. What did I just get? I got out of Oracle by accident there. So let's, of course, triggered there. I don't know what happened. I put the wrong price, I guess. But now Oracle going back to the upside. So a good trade. We're long at 12 right now. Ready for Martha, did you say? I guess, Brendan, what's up, bud?
Tech resources, guys. Notice this one very strong this morning, 11.5%. Still looking for catalyst here, but we're above this last little high on the daily chart now for tech in New York. Interlisted as well if you're watching or trading in Toronto. Tech B moving to the upside. Big volume on this as well, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, the Martha jokes from yesterday, I'm still not sure I even understand it. From the production crew, Randy and these boys having a lot of fun. We try to have a little bit of fun here as well, and they do a fantastic job. Production quality, all these camera shots, they're doing a great job, banger job. But Peloton, I did mention that 89.25, double little bottom it's made here. I did have to cover a short at that price. The second half of the short, we ended up breaking even because it trailed me out. I'm now longing in front of it. Only the first little leg here in front of 90, but I would take another shot a little closer to the higher low at 89.40 or so. So if it goes a little bit further down, I'm not giving this past the low of the day. If that breaks, I'm looking for an 89 breakdown. 87 was the level that we terminated our good short at 92 yesterday. So that's the level we're working off of. If it breaks 89, I'm all out. And then looking for a short into 87 even on Peloton.
All right, here comes Oracle. We're going to go back to the well with this one, hopefully get some out here, hopefully at 19. There it is, then at 20. Okay, now let's get going here. If Oracle can go, this would be real nice for us. Taking Oracle ahead of this 59. We've loaded up the truck here and taken out the big shares. So like I always going to try to tell you guys when I believe in the trade and when we take real shares. So here we go to the upside right now. Let's just wait to see. Oracle, good numbers blown off here at the top. This is my biggest trade. probably of the day here, and it was early at 9:45. So let's just wait to see. 59.24 now, still moving to the upside. We'll take some off as we go up, but a good trade here for Oracle, guys.
Yeah, watch out here. ITCI, I'm just going to get you guys back to this name. I did take profit out in front of 28. Like I said, that was going to be the first level. But a bit of it, and you can see here on the one, some holding going on at 28 even. A bit of an iceberg order. I've seen that trickle down to almost no shares on the bid before bouncing off it again. So it looks like there's a bit of a buyer at 28. If that gets broken, I am covering on the south side of that, probably around that 27.70 to 27.80 area in front of the low at 27.50. Nice little pan shot action for you guys getting active. I like the action that we're given here, but I need to get back to Codex. I still haven't, and I know Brennan likes this one, I still haven't taken a trade, and it just hasn't really given me either a test through that high of the day, again, that 13.50 area, or really coming down. That 12.50 that Brennan talked about hasn't really gone back down and broken, so not getting me into the short just yet, but it is all over my radar, Codex short. Trying to hold that lower high for the time being. Maybe a breakdown below VWAP here would give me some juice to get in, but 12.50 also going to be a level on Codex worth bearing. Shorts in Codex in the money. Short in Gene, that's been in the money all morning long. Peloton, very flat right now in front of 90 even, but I only like that to 89. If that breaks, it's back to the shorts.
Come on, Oracle. 59. I mean, how high can we get here? 59.50 would be super, super sweet if we got that high. We'll wait to see if we can. I mean, I'm just taking some out every time it comes up here into the high 20s. It seems to want to make its move back to the downside. So we're putting in a lot of money here. Probably both of us. This is probably the P&L wise, the top stock for either one of us today is Oracle. So here we go, guys. We're going to try to make this happen once again for you. 59.50 now. Looking at that, trying to give it back to 59. We're long at 13 here, and we have a lot of shares, so I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get this to go upside. I just don't want to, stare this winner here in the face before the futures could possibly turn it around. Brendan at the desk.
Prime acquisition. Yeah, I was just double checking on yet another SPAC. Just popping up on a volume scanner here. Big volume spike, guys. We're back to 1185, which is kind of an interesting area here on the daily chart for Trine. This one in the EV space, but another SPAC moving, guys.
Yeah, just going to get back to this IPOB as well. You're seeing the volume almost die on this name, which is a good sign for a retracement play. That's exactly what's happening here. You have a bit of a bottom at 12.20 that got put in, but all the volume terminated off of the open at a 12.40 level. This gives you this chop zone that if it breaks 12.20, I think you give it back to 12.50. You risk 30 pennies on the chance that you're going to get a continuation of this move. Most of the support the last couple of days before this was about at 11.80 or so. So there is some downside potential, especially if you can get through that 11.80 mark. So I like this 12.20 IPOB. I'd prefer it to happen on volume, of course. It's sleepy right now. So if I get a volume spike and a breakdown, we're going to take a shot through that one. We're going to get to European update in just a quick second here, but watch out Peloton. I will re-enter it one more time here, leaving myself some arrows in the quiver. 89.25 or 89.25 area is the current bottom, but I wouldn't short it till the actual 89 break. Either way, picking the bottom here on Peloton, at least trying to pick the bottom, is the first look. And I'm still holding this Gene. It is coming back. Like I said, my trail is at $4, guys. I'm looking for a 350 target as long as it wants to make sure it's still going down. I'm looking for a reload if I can catch it for the first time. It's the first real test, close to $4. If that fails, then I can start thinking about getting some more shorts right around this 375 mark, guys. So Gene Bennett, since the pre-market, this was on our watch list and had this when we came live on the show. Plenty of time to get in, even though it wouldn't have been as good a price. The 4 even break just as good as the 410 entry that we had. I
mean, now we're finally starting to get out a little bit here of AMD, but again, we get stopped out basically at the high of the day. What am I going to do? I guess next time we'll give it to exactly 79.05. We average into this one all the way, get stopped out for the majority of our shares, and now it comes right back down to that downside. So AMD, we've been rinsing and getting out of some of that one. Shorting all the way up into VWAP. I don't mind doing it again. We understand that AMD is a bit weak here. Oracle just drops, and that's why we took out a lot of this profit, man. And we just got out there. Okay, so it's going to break now. We'll probably get out very, very soon on a 59 break. Mick Jagger at the big screen.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is pretty choppy today. Switzerland leading up 0.54%. Spain is at the bottom, down 0.77%. France is up 0.15%. Germany is down 0.1%. And Britain is up 0.39%. British Royal Mail reached its highest level since December 2019, up 7.3% after JP Morgan upgraded it to neutral. Back to you.
All right, JP Morgan, upgrading, downgrading. Maybe they should upgrade their own stock at some point. There would be JP Morgan. Let's just take a look at JP Morgan quickly. Citigroup yesterday, they're going to have the first female CEO off of their CEO stepping away. But here goes JP Morgan right now. Still up today, which is nice. The ES is making moves upside as well. So that's nice to see. And here goes JP Morgan. Just want to check it out. Nothing happening. Let's check out Citigroup. I just talked about that. Maybe that's moving a little bit more. And it's not. Banks today pretty flat, guys.
Yeah, just an offhand note. I learned something about mini tenders, and if you hear anything about a mini tender in JP Morgan, do your due diligence. I feel like it's a bit of a trap, the one that was proposed at 110. So worth a look and a read into it. I want to go back over to Dave & Buster's here. Still have no execution in it. I want to shout out, I think it was, apologies if I get this wrong, I think it was one of our members, Daryl, who did catch this short. I talked about how illiquid it was at the time, the 1780 break, when it tried to get back to that 18 level we talked about. It's on the watch list. We went over this before 9. I couldn't get in when it broke 18. I chased it a little bit, couldn't get an entry point. Probably should have chased it as far as it went, but it has made a bit of a bottom here at 16. I talked about maybe a breakout to the upside if it can get past VWAP in the 17 mark. That hasn't happened just yet, but a fantastic looking short early on in play. It is coming back a little bit back here, and I'm hoping the same thing is going to happen in Peloton. So a bit of a double bottom in Peloton. For me, it's still basically flat. It might teeter 20, 30 cents in the money, but hasn't really made any kind of a strong move off of this level just yet. I am not likely to take anything out until it breaks this 91 area into this 92. Then I would take some profit. Really looking for it to crack VWAP and get back up to that 94, where we started short this morning. And it would have been great off the open. I didn't like it until the pullback. Tricky trade here on that Peloton. Unless you were really convicted that it was going to be a short trade. Really hard to get this one off the open. It dropped very fast, guys. I'm still looking for this long to hold, but if it breaks down, 89 would be the next short.
All right, guys, punching this in the face as well. Oracle right now, 59 and change. It holds the bottom of 59 there. We didn't get out. We got out a little bit. I don't know what happened here. 59.02. I got some out. That doesn't make any sense. But okay, we were waiting for it to break the bottom, and it does not. So now Oracle back into the 20s here. We still have not all the shares, but about 40% of what we had initially. But as you can see, man, this is what we've been doing here. Scalp City, that's what we are. We're scalping these trades. I had a question on Twitter yesterday about what is scalping, so I answered that one. And then now we're going to the upside. Hopefully, I still have 48.50 targeted here, but the future's got to go. We're looking to go on them. ES, we're going to check the volume out. So this is ESU20 making moves. Remember, the September contract expiring. So let's just see. I'm going to type it up here just to see the volume and the difference. ES. So we go ESU20 right now, and we'll go CM. So wait, give me a second here, guys. The volume here, 440,000 contracts being done. So HMUZ or Z for those friends down south. 530. So we can switch over now to the Z contract. It probably just overtook it in the last hour or so. So we'll switch back over. This, if you're watching anything, this is more likely to be quoted right now. 33.54 on the S&P 500 and still moving up. This is what our level 2 looks like. Basically just a bunch of level 1s though on the S&P. This is the main price up here, followed by depth of book. Join us at DTTW for all your trading needs.
Yeah, that's a good look because, we'll show you level 2s, and usually it's, of course, going to be what a stock level 2 looks like. And I know some of you, your experience of the market is through a chart. For us, of course, we do have that level 2. Speaking of levels, a bit of a key one coming in here in Chewy, 55. And here comes that 55 that we talked about, both on the daily, sort of, and I like to look better on the 15, but I had some trouble bringing it up last time. Let's see if we have a little bit better luck here. Just showing you, we already broke through this sort of 56 level, and of course now it's not going to load for you. So we'll go to the daily chart. 55 is that next level of support. You can also see the 50 period as well, a little bit lower. Chewy, obviously, Not perfect earnings. It was a good story. I think that was going to be as expected. Selling off the last few weeks here. As Sean mentioned, as Brendan actually mentioned to us, the story cost coming in a little bit higher as well. So some negativity here, but 55 is a bit of a level if it can hold it. We've had both shorts and longs, so mixed reaction for me on Chewy, but overall I'm down on it. If 55 can hold and we bounce off it, I will try one more time to bottom pick on Chewy, but not going to let it go past that 55 mark. Brennan, what do you got?
I just saw the Cinedime, CIDM, huge move today, 55%. They operate the ad-based or media-based advertising in theaters. So big move to the upside today. They announced they were reducing some debt, so converting some debt into common stock today. So that's a move for CIDM. Just made a new high there on a huge volume spike, guys. Have a look at CIDM as well.
CIDM, okay, why not? CIDM, is that in NASDAQ, I guess, or could be Amex? No, Amex, NYSE American right now. CIDM, whoa, 52% up today. 64 cents yesterday or this morning, I guess, up to that $1.10. Looking to break levels here, but look at the volume. It just does pick up on this spike. So not a horrible look here. If you want to do that, check out a daily chart on CIDM, making that move. Nice little bottom base there at 35 cents. So anybody looking to hit home runs, that's not a bad, horrible spot considering where we've come from, 350. So CIDM now catching bids. We still need to get to $1.40. That's the 50 period. Look at that little bottom there at $1.40. So we can break that. That might be a good one. CIDM looking nice here, up 55%.
Yeah, and so upside plays here. NNOX, of course, Brennan bringing it to our attention as well. I mean, obviously a bullish look. If you look at since the start of the month, September, it's gone 2x at this point, so $28 actually just cracked up towards 50 even. I'm now looking for a potential sort of rollover. It's that time of day. It's 11 o'clock. It tested to 60. It got to 59.20 before rolling over, guys. Well, trying to roll over. I'm thinking about this one on a 58 breakdown. It's about to break it right now, and of course, as I say it, that's when it's going to go. And whoa, almost punched into a few more shares than we wanted there. I'm not going to use that high of day, that 59.20. If I took a second shot at this, it certainly would be at that 60 even, but first look for me is going to be if we can't get a short to work down towards the 57 mark. Ultimate target on a trade like this, 55.50 to 56 had some earlier support. I would certainly be covering the bulk of the position. Well, I'd be all out before it got to that price, certainly. I just got some shares at 58.22, but they only got a partial fill. Didn't get everything that I wanted. It is starting to head southbound. I was waiting for the turn and some consolidation. The first time didn't work if you took it, so let's see if the second move is going to be good for us here off of this 59.20 high on NNOC. Usually what goes up must come down. Let's see if that can come true in NNOX, sorry, not NNOC.
Oh, man, just looking around here and watching Tesla trying to break the top here. Tesla, I mean, Oracle just overtaken Tesla as my #1 stock easily. But here we go now, looking at Tesla once again. 376, 377. Man, I was looking at this 372 level as a breaking spot. But you know what? Today, this has actually been pretty nice. We talked about 362 being the bottom. We did get out at 367, so we gave up some of this bottom. That's okay. Tesla today, a big mover and a big win for me was Tesla. I think it's Oracle, then Tesla, probably the two largest stocks today by net. And then Chewy has been a disaster. We'll look at that again, but right here, 377. I don't know, man. I'll probably go back to Microsoft rather than Tesla. We've been crushing Tesla. Here goes Oracle down to 10s again down there. We got a little bit out, but now it's right back to the upside as the futures continue to go. That Oracle should have gone by now considering what the market's doing. So getting me a little nervous. That's why we did cash out. Probably cash out a little bit more and then hold 5-10% of what we initially had. Brendan.
Another big winner on the day, guys. This TXG, mentioned it just before we did the last little update there. TXG up 5.5%. Medical equipment maker, they had a huge offering that was announced in the pre-market here. You can see a little bit of activity in the pre-market. Went from 113 though up to 120. This is all-time highs, above 119 now for this TXG. Big mover on the day, guys.
He's just another runner. And again, this is one of those things where we talked about this. It is a Friday. Of course, you're going to want to pay attention to volumes possibly decreasing and stick to what is moving. So sort of on that theme, Nikola, with its little bounce here off the bottom, you are seeing it try to get back above that 33 mark. I did have a short through this 32.50 price, and that's because 32.50 to 60 was a bit of a key level. It's trying to consolidate. Actually, it is consolidating around that same range, so it feels like this is going to be an interesting decision point for Nikola. If it breaks up that 33 mark, you might start to get a bullish sense, but if it cannot hold this consolidation, there might be another flush incoming for this name. Of course, 30 is that bottom that we're looking to test. Didn't quite get all the way there for me, so I'm still looking to take another shot at that one. If it breaks this low and bounces just a little bit lower than that 30.80, bounce off 30, I'd go for a long play on Nikola. It's only really been a good short for me so far, but 32 would be that area. If I can break down again, jump into another short out in front of that low of the day.
This is what I'm talking about with Oracle here, bouncing right back down. Normally, I'd be like averaging into this, but the futures made the move up and Oracle did not. So I'm actually trying to do the opposite and get out on the way back up. And if I miss, like we just took some at 05s, they were long at 09s. Now we'll hold the rest. Forget about it. I'm not going to get in or out of this name anymore. We'll just get out if it does break the bottom, just making sure that we have everything set up. Yeah, my Nikola bid got missed there at those bottoms. We were hunting for that as well, but we missed that. Oracle, that's a name to go. Microsoft, so right now we only have Oracle. You can see on the bottom side there. It's been a good day if I didn't have Chewy off the open. Okay, 207.50 right now. This is a good spot for Microsoft. As you guys can see, that was the top right here, 207.40, 207.50. We break through that and rip up $1. So not a bad spot here if you are bullish on the market. Microsoft right now, if we can get it back to 207.40 or 50, you're up 50 cents from now. If you're not trading big shares, you may want to get it now, but I would say you sort of got to wait till down here, 207.60 if you want to put on a decent spot, and then at least you can have some out down here at 207 flat. So we got to wait on that one. That is Microsoft. We're going to dig for something else that's maybe a little more interesting, including maybe Apple. Apple, we're up on it today. Good stock. Flushed in and out recently off VWAP. Short and out, and then they're flat. So now 113.70. I don't want to pay the top. I mean, we're already at 11.12 right now. We do have our guest of the day coming in about a half hour, and then the market dries up a little bit the rest of the afternoon. It looks like it's even dried up starting right now. Oracle, this is what I'm talking about. There's the move again, back to 20 and then a stop. So I'm lied. I'm going to take out a quarter of what we have left if it gets to 20 again, and then we'll hold the rest, I hope.
Yeah, just going to get over to Workhorse in a quick little second for you guys. Want to update you on the new position that we put on, that NNOX here. It's giving some sideways action, which can be a good thing, but the fact that it dipped down, get rid of this bid here so you can see on the chart. It dipped right down into about $1 win before bouncing off of this level. Kind of makes me like that first target area, of course, so there was a bit of a turnaround at just like 57.30 price. So if it dips down there again, I'll trim some off for sure, while still looking for that 56 area. Ultimately, cannot give it past the high of the day. I know $60 even is just above that top. I'm giving it to this top. Anytime I take this rollover trade, you know you're going against the trend. You got to make sure you have a little bit of discipline here and not give it too much room to the point where you can't have a winning overall strategy. So relatively tight stop, but watching this 57 to 50 level for the first exit. Next one down at 56. I can take you back over to Codex, I should say. I keep saying Codex. Codex, again, struggling to get down to that 1250 area. I know Brendan talked about that one. I do like it as a short retracement through that price. However, it's getting very, very sleepy sideways action in that dollar range. Got to break out of it to pique my interest. Not guaranteeing it's going to happen before the end of the show, but still watching 1250 on Codex.
There we go. So I listened to my own advice there, which is often pretty good. We get out there some at 17 there. And then again, I think, did we get out twice? 17s or 18s on Oracle. Now let's let this thing fly, hopefully northbound here. NASDAQ, if we can go to the NQ right here, what doesn't matter, we can go to the same stock, the same market here as the ES, but NASDAQ looks very, very similar. If you want to change this up, watch this. This is NQ. So you just change it from ES to NQ over here, and this is our charting platform with P Pro 8. You can see we are fading up a little bit here on this number, 1250, 1250, of course, up here, 11250. Looking at that as a break spot right now. So we do, when we see that kind of action happen, we go over, and guess what we wind up doing? doing? We short AMD. So right now, AMD shorting that one again ahead of this stupid VWAP. It's failed us over and over again today. We got out above it, then crashed. Now we have the trade on. So let's see how far down this guy wants to go. Is AMD. If we can get some out 65, we'll do that. We are short right now 80s on AMD on a possible retracement back down. If the futures can crack, then we get this move in AMD. You're seeing it happen right now.
Let's hit the, I don't know, cash cow. Why not? Because hopefully this is what's going to start happening on NNOX. Look, I talked about this level here before, and again, I'm going to take it out. I see that bounce off of this 57.30 area. It was a bit of a resistance point on the way up in NNOX. It bounces off at once when I have an order down there. The second time through, I get out a little bit more aggressively. So able to take about an 80-cent win on the first half of the position. You know, now I can think about two things. One, do I want to trail this still all the way to the high of the day? If it rejects this again, I'm going to go with a closer to break-even stop up here at 58.50. So still willing to risk 30 plus slippage, call it like 50 pennies or so. But I still target that 55.50 to 56 range. So first half a winner. Got to get you guys over to Nikola, which did make that 33 break. I got into position here. It's the second long. The first one kind of ill-advised on Nikola. Got slipped at 33.07. Just took a quick 30-cent scalp on a third of the position. Next leg will be out in front of 34. This 35, I'm not holding through that with a 10-foot pull. Citron, the quote was, "Congratulations to Hindenburg for exposing what appears to be total fraud in Nikola." I could read on, but you can find that guys on Twitter. They're jumping in and piling on with Hindenburg. Either way, it made a bottom. We talked about that 30 level. It bottomed out there, so I'm willing to go long on some scalp trades. Next level up for me in front of 34. I'll take 60, 70 pennies if I can. Would not hold anything through 35, as aggressive as it gets. And my stop, now that I hit first target, going to be tight. 32.75 here, not even letting this go very far, not with the negative action I've seen so far today in Nikola.
We got out of some more downside here on AMD off of a nice little 78 and change short. We've been, every single trade today on AMD, all of these purple lines indicate SS, short sales. So all of these are downward. And if you're confused about the colors, just look at the point of the arrow. Okay, we got to get some out right now. 54 is a nice little move down here. 25 plus pennies. Bang to the downside there. We're going to keep going. Hopefully, we can get into this area now. We talked about it getting over here, looking at the chart's technical analysis. Here's that break that we talked about again on the futures. This is the NASDAQ looking at 11,250, now 11,2 even. Nice out there, 54s on this trade. Good little moneymaker here as Oracle is now looking to break. We should be out of this soon. Coming very, very soon on a breaking spot here for Oracle, guys. I don't know. We should have been out already, but we'll find out what's going on with that order. Oracle to the downside here.
To the downside, NNOX continuing to move. We're almost, we are $1 in the money on this trade. Like I said, target for $2 around this consolidation area. Nice little pullback trade. If you're going counter trend, have a plan, be patient, and pick your spots. Apparently, we crossed 80,000 when it comes to subs. That was a great number. We thank you guys for that support. I'm kind of curious as to where we're headed now. Of course, bigger and better, 100,000 right around the corner apparently. But Valeria, give me a quick update. Are we getting to a round number? Give us a target for the end of the show. Where can we get to?
Neil, great news. We are just around 300 subs away from 82,000 of subscribers. So guys, please subscribe now and smash the like button. Remember, 2,000 likes is our daily goal.
Thank you guys so much for that support. Hopefully, maybe if you're riding along with NNOX here, if you rode it to the upside, you're in a good mood. If you got the short, look, it's not going to be as big of a trade, but this got alerted to me around this consolidation that Brennan gave it to us. I was then looking for a retracement play. We found it. We're $1 in the money. I'm looking for $2. We've already taken some profit on this, but I think we can get a little bit more. Hopefully you've been following along in Nikola. Another one from our watch list. So we had a decent short here. Obviously, you should have been shorting it earlier. But we did take $1+ out of this the first time. Now we have a bit of a long retracement. Got a quick little scalp on the front end of this one. Now looking to see if it can test back up to 34 and then 35. So one good long, one good short. A few good shorts because Gene's in the money deep as well. But Brendan's got something for us. What do you got, buddy?
Another one from the EV group here, guys, having a decent day. Lee Auto, one we haven't looked at for a while, almost 3% to the upside. Not a heck of a lot of volume or attention being paid to it, but we're getting close to these day highs here. Around that 3% mark, interesting spot on the daily chart as well. No news on this, but Lee Auto, one of the stronger in the group today, guys.
All right, and here goes AMD. Look at this, guys. Another top pick right there, 78.85. We're trying to use this off of our friend VWAP there. It's been failed a bunch of different times, but we take this one now, and now we're running this to the downside. A beautiful trade happening right now on AMD. You're going to see Neil and I trade a little different styles. That's what we do. I'm going to be like rapidly getting out of some of these trades as we go and try to scalp them through, and then, you know, hopefully be able to reload like we've been doing downside right now on AMD. Hopefully we can keep going. 78.40, 78.50. Nice little trade if we can get to 78.41 now on the downside. But, oh, yeah, once again, another win last night on the sports gambling side of things. So we slayed that dragon. Of course, we had the Kansas City Chiefs -9.5. So a good trade, a good game there. Was never in doubt. I guess they scored first. Did Houston, but after that, no problem. So
that's
another
not the first
win.
time Houston's done that, where they score first and then literally it's like 30 unanswered points. And I don't know, like I'm not even a sports gambler, and I'm like, yeah, Casey's got that. We also had him in Survivor. So good luck to you if you're in any of those pools. But Kansas City, they are an absolute beast. I can tell you another beast over here because we hit our target on NNOX. Beast to the upside,
Andy.
but we shorted this one. There's a $2 winner for you guys. We gave you both the entry on the rollover in advance, what I was looking for, where the stop would be, the stop adjustment when first target came, the second target as well. Look, it might retrace all the way to 52, 53, but that's not the play that I am looking for. I'm not going to fight it. I'm a day trader here looking to pick my spots. So we'll be one and done on this name. If it breaks 55 and finds some kind of a bottom deeper at 51, I think that would be interesting for a play off the bottom in the afternoon. But outside of that, we'll back off, take our win, look for the next trade, and head over to Brendan at the desk.
Another one to look at, guys. Another earnings name, Zoomies, retailer ZUMZ on the NASDAQ. 15%. You can see they reported aftermarket yesterday. Decent look here. Back above some key levels on the daily chart as well. Trying to hold this 28.50 on that last little push to the upside. 15% for Zoomies, guys.
Zoom, AMD. Backflip time. Look at this, guys. I mean, this has just been a beautiful trade. We've identified AMD a couple days ago that it was weak into the numbers, and here we go all the way back down. What a great trade here on AMD. Ripping now. I mean, Tesla, Oracle still number one, Tesla number two, AMD trying to make a move. So the only thing is, I have the three biggest stocks net-wise for us, but I also have by far the biggest loser was Chewy, and I can't get over that stock. So we're going to try to keep on making some of that money back. 78.10 now here on AMD. Beautiful trading here. Short. Got out there. Not fooled this time. Reloaded. Let's keep going down. AMD 9.80 win right now.
Absolutely, guys. And just a quick little look here. It might be a quick little issue on YouTube. I'm not sure what's going on there. But I want to jump back over to a couple of names. One of them been in for a while, and this is going to be this ITCI. This was a play from yesterday. I know some people, you're tuning in. Maybe you haven't been paying attention the entire show, and you've seen me in this sideways trade the entire time at 28.40. Yeah, I got a little bit out at 28, and now it's holding this 28 level. I will cover all of it in front of this bottom at 27.60 and then get short if 27.50 breaks. Now, the reason for that is going back over to a higher time frame, look at the 15-minute chart. When this went gap up a few days ago, you had a pre-market bottom here at 27.60, but also turned on a dime underneath that 28 mark, 27.85. If it breaks below and cannot hold this, it's a different trade altogether. This is like a rollover scalp style trade. Breaking that 27.50 has all kinds of room. This is a $19 stock before. You get down to that 25 mark, like a 10% return. So two styles of trade. I will get out in front of that bottom and then re-enter at 27.50, but only on a break of that level, guys. ITCI.
I mean, AMD, there it goes, breaking now through 78. We're short 78.84, so huge trade here on AMD. Let's just see how far this wants to go. If we can get it back down to day's low. I was expecting to get out here, which is why when we crash down, I go crazy robot style on the keys and get out. We're doing manual trades here today. 240 fills for me today, which is a lot. So that's good. We'll get the wine ready to go for when we get home. Here we go. A nice little crash now to the downside. bang, we hit the bangers for you today. You've been wanting that, and there it is. AMD now $1 for you in the money. We get excited because making that money here, AMD, right where we said we'd want it, so let's take some out. Good trade here, AMD.
Absolutely, and a bit of an iceberg here. ITCI, I just told you guys about this, but it was an iceberg at 28. Now it's just a firm level of bid getting built up. Two things here. You can say, well, you're short, that's not good. But if this level gets broken, it is actually good for me. Rushing to the exit. So lots of stops will be placed there. I'm in the money anyways. The only change I would make in this situation is if now 28 holds, after showing an iceberg bidder at 28 several times, and now some size buying down at that range, I will move my stop, which was previously going to give it to this like 28.90 higher low that got put in. I will now slide it closer to this break-even mark, 28.50. So I don't want that second half to turn into a loser. It's got a bit of a bottom being made here. That's the adjustment I'll make. I still want to hold through 28 for a bigger win on the second half. However, I am going to slide my stop after witnessing what I see here at 28 even.
All right, AMD, yeah, we're looking, okay, darn it. We did put, oh no, I did get it filled down there at 93. My other order was 83. So AMD, we're very, very light on it now. Big time win on that one as the roller coaster of a day continues for yours truly here, AMD. But yeah, nice win there on gambling last night. We do have a video coming out about sports gambling. If you have any questions about that, hit me up. Twitter as well. Any stock related questions, all three of us are there to go. So big one next weekend. Do your research. We have, or next Thursday, we have Joshua Jackson from Little Fires Everywhere, right, Brendan?
Indeed, yes. Coming on the show to talk about gaming and also his company, which is Liquid Media. You can look it up. It's on the NASDAQ as well. I was just reading more, guys, about this what is it called? The ITCI. Little pharmaceutical company, intracellular therapy, biopharmaceutical company. There was actually an offering today at $30 that I missed in the pre-market there, but $350 million offering. We're obviously well below $30 at this point, but a little addition to the downside there. And there was also an upgrade from RBC on ITCI, guys.
All right, 205.24. So just looking at a bottom for Softy here. We'll get a little long. And then this was the bottom I'm talking about, 205. My wife always says to me, who are you talking to? And I just said myself. So there you go again, 205.25 on a break spot. We'd like to get long here in the 80s if we can on Microsoft. Microsoft's been a flat trade for us. We did have this hella long right now. Once it goes above VWAP, we did get out of some Microsoft. We got taken out of a little bit there, and the rest at that same spot. And that's right where we're trying to get long again, 205.85. So it's going to come down here on this move down. But AMD, that's the short that we have on, guys. This is 80 cents now in the money, and we cashed out over about $1 there. Now we'll wait to see if it comes down more. But I'm more excited about this Microsoft if we can get it. Maybe we'll take a little stab now, just in case it doesn't come down there. But then we are going to take some more shares for real at 205 mid, and then even more down here at 205.50. I guess that's mid, and then we'll give it down to about 205. But I do like this trade.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying that Codex is going to squeeze at some point, but we've mentioned this, at least I've mentioned this a few times. At this time of day, around lunchtime, 11:30, and into that lunchtime hour, if it makes a bit of a bottom, sometimes you get one level breaking, and I've been short and made some money in Kodak, not a ton, because it has held that bottom at 610. If it breaks this 635 mark, I'm going out, I'm going long. It has nothing to do with any belief that I have in Kodak necessarily. It's just that if it does squeeze at this time, I think there's going to be a quick little winner for me in there. I can scalp it to that 650 level, which was significant before. And if 50 goes, you are looking at those pre-market tops of 690 as well. I would terminate any long in front of 50, and then maybe hold a small amount to see if it can't test the pre-market high. It would be likely a very quick in and out style of trade, but I've seen it happen before. Going to let you guys know that I will be looking at that one. We've talked a lot about Nikola, of course. The flip side of their new deal is going to be GM, and I think maybe it's a little bit of sideways action in GM, and I think it's a little bit better if you look at it sort of on a higher time frame to get an idea why it could be appealing today. This sell-off that has happened the last couple of days, of course, the Hindenburg report, there was some support down around like 29 to 30 on GM, General Motors here, and it is holding for 2 days now on that flush, this 30 bottom. So Nikola, bottom pick, had a bit of a scalp, won in the first half, lost in the second half. GM, on the other hand, holding up rather nicely here, so might not be a bad entry point if we can retest that 30. Market gets its juices going. General Motors could be in for a bit of a pull back to the upside off of that 30 level, looking pretty good. I'd even like that next week. If it doesn't go, maybe a ramp off that on Monday.
Okay, let's just keep on going here as we go. Nicola, we talked about that as well. I'm still looking for that Microsoft. I mean, that's why we're trying to be as patient as we can right now with this trade. It does bounce all the way. We did pick a great spot there. We picked 85, which is not great because it stopped at 91, but that just lets me know that there is some buyers at those levels. So here it comes crashing back down. We'll take a little bit more, not a little, we're flat, but we'll take a little bit of shares here as now goes AMD. Watch the futures. AMD going short side now. That's going to be a good trade for us. We're still bidding 89s. See if we can't get that randomly. And then we're also bidding down here near the low of the day in the mid 80s as well. So if we can get that, that's fantastic. Microsoft does. Once again, what was that? Oh my God, it goes to 85? Am I not? I'm bidding 86, so I don't know what happened there. I guess it must have just gone to 86 and then rips up 50 cents. So darn it, we try that trade, and we're just a couple pennies away from it. So Microsoft, we picked the bottom, missed the 40-cent win, but hopefully you guys got filled down there. I did not. I will choose a different gateway next time.
Yeah, so I'm going to answer your question here, Kerry. Just on Codex, I like 1250 to break down. We'll get that out of the way first. It is ramping back up towards that 1350. It's worth noting it did break 1350 on the top end here. It got a few pennies and then slammed back down. So failed breakout at that price, which means if it does roll over shy of that initial that high of the day, yeah, it would be a nice little short. Give it to the top. Not a bad idea. However, I'm not really seeing any selling start off. I would love a test a little bit closer. It hasn't quite gotten all the way up there. I'm looking to see if it can't get, within sight of that mark and then roll over. That's the kind of short that I would look for. Otherwise, I can wait patiently for it to break down at 1250. It is that time of day where you have to start thinking about putting on trades that you have confidence in, not over trading, sticking to a plan. I do have shorts on right now. ITC, still chewing away at that 28. If it does break it, I'm looking for about only 70 cents on that second half, and then 27.50 is the break. And Kodak, look, it's going to be in the money, and that's all well and good, but it's a very, very tight, sleepy range that it's put in. One that we've gotten away from here, and it's testing the bottom, Beyond Meat, guys. Look, obviously there's going to be missed opportunities every now and then, and you're going to see what happened in Beyond Meat off the open. Almost a $10 flush. Double bottom right now, 135.50 on Beyond Meat. It's being tested. There's still some ways to go from what was very, very good support at 120 on Beyond Meat. It's been bullish off of that break, now turning around. This is what you look at if you go to that higher time frame. And this is the problem with this break at 135.50. There is chop below this level to for $2 or $3 worth of chop in the last few sessions. This would be a fantastic hold because there's so much room to the upside. But the down break, don't necessarily love it. So I'd much rather be bottom picking long for an upside play on Beyond Meat than necessarily taking this breakout. But I would watch next week. If 132 goes, then you get some room down to that 120 support, which we should be all over if it ever got to that price.
Okay, big dollar win right now, so we'll hit the banger on AMD, and then we're also trying to bang this one out. I know I keep saying that. Bang it out here on Microsoft. Boom! Good trade there as we're slaying some more dragons. We picked those bottoms at 205 and change. Now we'll go to the upside. See how high this one wants to go. We're waiting at 79 now to get out. Our average price, 46 here. So Microsoft, good trading. Average down to this 205 bottom. Now let's see if the futures want to give us a little bit of a win, hopefully, back to the upside as we've layered our orders to get out in case there is a spike back to the upside. And of course, as soon as I say that, we fall back down, but that's okay. AMD right now short 78.84 from up here. Ding, 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 ding. Those are profits right there. So we do not get hit by a train on AMD. We did get run over a little bit up here. There goes, that hurt. And now we'll get to the upside on Microsoft and get this stock going, hopefully back into the 80s. If we can get that, that'd be fantastic on Mr. Softy.
Absolutely, guys. And I just want to quickly jump back over to, I just showed you guys, of course, looking at Beyond Meat. Peloton, on the other hand, does break this 89, but it's just getting sleepy sideways action for us. I still like the break at 92. If it ever gets there, it's seemingly less and less likely, but we do have an 87 level from yesterday. That's where we got out of our short in the afternoon. So if it can hold this double sort of 2 day in a row bottom at that 87, 86, 75, 87 even mark, that could be be a nice little retracement, guys. We're in the money in Codex. We're in the money on Gene. We're in the money on ITCI. We've laid out the plans for all of those. I see some people talking about Penn Gaming and Donkey Kong, as Sean likes to say it. NFL action, of course, this weekend. Going to be good for all the betting sites, but a little bit of selling action on Penn approaching again. It actually just broke this bottom here. I'll tell you why I don't love it. Where's the volume, guys? Volume dying down. There was one little spike when it tried to get back to the upside. So maybe it's worth something on a break back up. I wouldn't be necessarily touching it. Plenty of names to play, including all the shorts that I'm in the money on right now. All of them were on our watch list today, and then one of them from yesterday. So make sure you're tuning in, get our thoughts on all of those levels and what we're going to be doing, because that's where the action can be, even if the market is holding its opening range all morning long. Brendan, what do you got?
A bit of a rollover here, guys, possibly unrelated, but just watching Facebook, just saw a story pop up here. Apparently Spain, the country, is aiming to introduce a new tax that will tax social media applications such as WhatsApp, which is Facebook's, obviously. So just watching Facebook here, a little bit of a down move, possibly unrelated, but right near day lows for Facebook, guys.
Okay, we're still watching. Softy has no effect on that right now. We're going to try to average in on it, but Microsoft goes ripping up the board here as we backflip a little bit on that, on Softy going back to the upside now. A bunch of buys here, averaged in. The good thing about it is we didn't take all of our shares until down here, so we just take some more there at 47, and then that goes instantly in the money up to 66. So let's take some more off. Why not? On Microsoft, a great little in there down there at 47, ripping up, and then we get right away out at 66. So back and forth. This is what we talk about when we talk about these levels kind of evaporating on demand here. So you got to watch out, man. A lot of stuff happening in this market.
You just said evaporating on demand, and there goes Chewy through 55, and basically that's kind of what's happening here on this retracement. I'm going to take a small shot here on that level break. We talked about this one on the daily chart. The thing is, it's 11:40. This is not usually the best time in the world for a breakdown style trade, so I'm not going to necessarily give it too far, but I got to at least take a taster at that double bottom that got put in. Just worth noting, I mean, 50 period here at 54 might run into immediate support at that price, but we pointed this one out. This is definitely on our watch list, and we talked about this 55 support beneath that 56, so I will take one shot here. As Sean already teed up, we're ready for our guest trader of the day. Let's throw it over to Brendan and get that introduction.
Hey guys, yeah, it's Friday, and that means guest trader of the day time. It is almost 12 o'clock, but we'll end off the show on a bright note with guest trader brought to you by Lewis Daniels Watches. As you saw, everyone coming on as a guest trader right through until October, getting a watch from Lewis Daniels Watches. So thank you to Lewis Daniels for that. Shoaib Safula joining us today for the first time on the show as our guest trader today to talk a little bit about the markets. Let's bring him in. There he is. How are you, Shoaib? Good to see you on a Friday. Right. It's been an exciting day so far. What have you been looking at?
So first, awesome job with the name. It's not very common where people nail that. So
we tried.
Good job there.
Thank you.
So I've been actually looking at some of the same stocks you guys have been looking at. Part of it is from my pre-market kind of scanning, but in particular, I played on Tesla a little bit. Unfortunately, today I think has been a little bit choppy, so that was my biggest win as far as my trades today are concerned. And then I've been kind of toying with getting into Nikola, and then I've been watching Overstocked as well. Zoom initially kind of was on my watch list, and really I've stopped really paying much attention to it once it started to break down. So
yet a lot of the tech stocks kind of in a range. We're getting into that time of day where it's Friday. People may be checking out a little bit early, enjoying the weekend, but lots to look at still. Let's head you back over to Neil.
How's it going, Shoaib? Well, welcome to the show. You mentioned a few names, one of which I haven't traded, but there we go. Did we just hit 50? Look, good luck. Did we just hit 1,500 likes on the show? We'd love to get to that 2K mark. That's a nice little round number. Speaking of 2,000, that's my little transition. I was looking basically to play a couple of levels on Tesla, neither of which really came into fruition for me. One of them was 400, formerly pre-split that 2,000 mark. So to sort of walk me through what you were watching or looking at in Tesla, if you want to talk about the trade that you might have put on, I'm kind of hoping it was a 380 short. What were you looking at on Tesla?
It was not a short. It was a long. Okay. It was a long for not very long. But so I guess it would help to kind of understand how I tend to trade. Just given my line of work, I have a mix of doing some swing trades, and when I get an opportunity like today, because I've set apart some time to do this, do some day trading. So, just looking at Tesla itself today, what I'll do is on my chart, I'll have both like the 9 EMA and the 20 EMA on, and as well as the VWAP. And I'll kind of play to those levels. So if, I don't, just get in and scalp. I tend to kind of watch the trades that develop over the course of the day. I knew that this was moving pretty quickly this morning, and it was dropping out. Went down to a pretty good support around 360 or so, just above it. Once I start to retrace back to like about 363 roughly is when it was about to cross the 20 EMA, and that's when I started watching pretty carefully. I actually put it into the chat saying watching it carefully, because it was moving around that point where you could kind of tell the volume started to come in going green. And once it crossed the 20, around 365 is when I entered the trade. And I really just played it up to the VWAP, getting out right when it touched it, essentially. What I tend to do is have limit orders for the sell where I can switch it to getting out wherever I want, really. But at least I know where my levels are at, where I want to get out.
Yeah, that's a sound plan. It comes down to having a plan. So I'm glad to definitely hear all that. It's sort of just looking here. That's a nice long, even off just that 360 level, that bottom from yesterday's price action. So a couple of things. I just gonna quickly ask you here. You mentioned, of course, you do have a job, so you're doing a little bit of your style is catered around the fact that you do have other responsibilities. So I happen to know that you're a doctor. First things first. Stay safe and make sure that you don't put trading in front of saving some lives here and there. But when it comes to when it does come to this trading, look, I don't know what it's gonna be like for you, but if you could get called away or you might have to step away for a few seconds there, what's your relationship with risk, holding positions, using stop orders if you have to? Because I would imagine that's got to be a big part of your trading if you might have some other responsibilities, and you got like a Tesla trade on that you want to give some room.
So, something like that, I can always put in, one cancels the other kind of order. So if I was going to, I know exactly where my levels are at, right? So I know that below 360, where I entered, I can give it to the downside maybe a couple of bucks. And then I knew below 363 or so, it could plummet. And knowing that, I'll have a one cancel the other kind of stop order in place, maybe another $1 down away from it. So if I end up having to step away or I'm not at the computer for whatever reason, or I'm on a call, I'm not worried about it. And that's my risk. I know that I'm gonna, I have to be willing to accept some degree of loss there. But then on the upside, and I'm hoping that I would just keep on going forever. But like I said, I'll have a limit in place, and that, from where I played it today, that was more than enough for what I wanted to do.
Yeah, and just for everyone following along here, obviously everyone's platform is different, but you're going to mean by that if your stop triggers, your take profit limit order is going to cancel so that you don't get into position when you're away, and that one order will cancel the other. So it's sort of self-explanatory, but we keep in mind we have viewers that have all levels of experience on different types of platforms. Maybe some of them have that order, maybe some of them don't. So we always try to educate everybody here. That's part of joining the community here, and that's why we try to grow it so everyone can learn a little bit of something. But Sean's slaying some dragons over there. What do you got, bud?
That's what I do, buddy. 209, 205. We just got long here again off the bottom, and you want to talk about picking some levels. We've been doing it on the short side on AMD all day, and then here we go. Look at this. Bang, 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 bang. All there. Now rinsed it out there at 80, 81. Nice little runner upside. So 30 cents on that trade and 90 more cents on this trade. We didn't take out the ultimate bottom there. Wow, 77.50. $1.55. Slow down, AMD. That one just keeps on tanking to the downside there. We'll take another quick look at Tesla right now. 369. Wow, okay. I thought that would be retesting some of the highs, but the NASDAQ here just makes a move back downside. So we do have that. And I know, Shob, there you talked about some of the levels that you have on. I think that's super, super important as we get a little elevated now, because I'm noticing that Microsoft and the NASDAQ starting to go back up. There's no better feeling, and you can probably attest to this, Shob, there, that when your stocks go in the money and you're making money, that's a fantastic feeling. I don't know if it's better than the feeling that you have when you lose money, but that's why we trade, looking for that excitement. Do you have any other vices? We talked about, like Neil said, he doesn't sport gamble, but I do. Brendan, I think when he's feeling dangerous, maybe has a piece of chocolate. Is there anything that you do that maybe is also, and again, I know you're a doctor and a surgeon there, thank you for all that work, but is there anything else? Maybe you play cards, you sport gamble, something like that, anything that you have that's a little risky as well on the side?
Ooh, so in reality, I'm a fairly risk-averse kind of person, believe it or not. I mean, the stock market probably is the most risky thing that I do.
Okay.
And really, as far as like vices are concerned, there really isn't very much. But then again, I mean, that's probably why I'm in the field that I'm in currently, right? I've got to know how to manage my risk, and if I take too much, it often is not a good thing.
It's amazing that you're able to do what you do, and you're getting a lot of love here, all in the chat. Bang! There it is. It's a hot dog. Hot dog's not very healthy for you. You can probably attest to that. But we have some hot dog winners right now with Softy. 58 cents now in the money, making these highs. This is what we talked about. Bang, 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 bang. Up. Boom, there's the out. You see the out right there. We sit there and we take that on the upside. That's another 70-cent win for Microsoft. Everything is turning up me right now except for Chewy. And sometimes you take those bad trades and we keep talking about it. Oh, actually, no, we have a stock logo picture here of Chewy. There it is. You're a Star Wars fan at all there, Shob?
Oh, so my boss is. I'm not.
Do doctors have bosses?
We have boss. Everybody's got a boss. It just depends on who you want to assign that to.
I got a boss, and her name is my wife, man. That's the reality. I'll keep it real there. I got to jump back to the market very, very quickly here because that 28 iceberg order size buyer got broken ITCI, so I am all out in front of that low of the day. Very structured trade here. It broke down, consolidated right here at 28.50. We grabbed it, took some out in front of that buyer for a quick 35-cent win. Then we get the 70-cent target that we're looking for. Brendan came with the news of the $30 offering. It's been trading below that price. I'm not going long on a breakup. I think it runs into immediate resistance at that price, so I'm not touching it. I'll probably be done unless I get a later day break. I don't love lunchtime breakdowns, but I mean 27.50 would give you some room if it were to break. It is getting close to 12 o'clock. Not the best time for an entry, at least in my opinion, for that type of a trade. It's been a nice one for me for a few days now. Got to rinse and repeat. So Peloton, good for a couple of days. ITCI, good for a couple of days. These are names we put on the watch list for a reason. And sometimes the second day is good as well. So hang on to that. When you guys sign up, don't just throw away the names from the day before. It's going to be fresh looks at the ones we're watching today. But make sure you go back and see if some of those moves at levels that we talked about can play it forward to the current day. Speaking of lunchtime, speaking of things slowing down, just a quick question for you here. Obviously, the market kind of dries up in terms of a volume. Do you have a time frame that you look at for your trades there, or do you sort of get in, get out, have to step away because you have other responsibilities? Are you only trading in the morning? What's your look on that, Shoaib?
So. One, I'll look at the daily for the most part, just so I know whether something's going to be moving and whether it's going to be something I should do as a swing versus, it's so volatile that day trades are the only good option for it. And if I am day trading, really it's only in the morning and again at the end of the day. So if I have opportunity, like in the last hour that the market's open, then I can start watching stuff and see how things have moved throughout the day and then potentially get into a trade very late. But it's an in and out kind of trade. It's rare that I'll get in and stay in for a swing at the end of the day, but I've been successful doing that too. It's just a matter of, it's got to be the right stock.
Yeah, I love the discipline. Here's the thing. You mentioned something about sort of being risk averse, and people might say, how can you be risk averse and be a trader? I'll tell you right now, I fall in that category. Everyone has a spectrum. If you're trading, it means you like taking risk to some degree, but it's just sort of your approach. Like, for me, it kind of means in my outlook, if I see a setup, I see a trade, the first thing that pops through my mind is, what would make me wrong? Where could I be wrong? What would make me wrong, and how would I get out? So I always think about that first, and that's what I mean by being risk averse. Whereas other traders will immediately say, I see this level, I see this entry point, there's the upside. So it doesn't mean that one is right or wrong, but if you know your personality, you can definitely work towards it. So I'm always thinking about ways that I can hold longer, make more, because I know the other side, I'm always going to think about it. It's already there. It's natural. It's going to come first. How do I limit the risk? So you have to work with what you do best and where your strengths and weaknesses are, and try to accentuate the strengths, work on the weaknesses. And I think that's just my approach to it. I don't know if that's what risk averse means to you, but certainly that's what it means to me.
Yeah, I mean, risk averse really to me is understanding where I can blow up my account and recognizing that and saying, I've got other responsibilities, and understanding that, those responsibilities have to be met first. And the stock market is something that I do on the side, and it's and just having that awareness and not, going overboard with any of this.
Absolutely. Brendan has a little something for us. Some news, buddy?
Just watching Tesla, guys. There's a few rumors floating around on social media about what is coming during the battery day that's coming up. Nothing concrete, but if you saw that little spike up, we went from negative to positive on Tesla on a volume spike. That was in accordance to that couple of tweets that came out kind of suggesting of what is coming on battery day, guys.
I know what's coming on battery day, all-time highs for Tesla. So watch out for that one coming through. 205.80 right now. Look, Microsoft, we keep on going. Hey, Valeria, with the stretch. 85 cents now down. What are you trying to copy me? 85 cents now down into the money here on AMD off this beautiful, beautiful VWAP. Is there any technical indicators, and I might have missed this if you talked about this early, is there a particular setup, Shob, that you like more than anything else that'll tell you sort of, this is my entry point? Or sort of, do you just kind of, you talk about being risk adverse, so obviously there's something that indicates something to you. So sure. What is your number one look? If you have screen share and you want to share with us, that's fantastic. But we can also talk about it, and maybe I can find the setup on the stock. But sure. Is there something that you look for that tends to be like your sort of your go point?
It's a fair question. Let me see if I can share this from today.
Okay, we have share screen enabled there, Lucas. Yeah. Yep. Okay, we're going to get it enabled on our side as well. So when that's all figured out, we'll do that. But that'd be fantastic if you could share something. Our viewers, again, got it perfectly. Okay, there it is. Go ahead, put it on full screen, and you can start talking, Shob.
Sure. So I mean, just looking at this, I mean, there's. And this is just one of the platforms I use to chart more than actually trade. But when I had entered this trade on Tesla this morning, I mean, some of it is a matter of kind of feeling the move, right? So I'm watching this as it's going, and I know that this bottom has been tested kind of twice. And once it's moved off that bottom and started to cross this 20 over here, is when I decided I'm going to go ahead and enter the trade. And that's where I was at 365 when it crossed. Recognizing that anything below this mark at the bottom is where I plan to get out. And then it's just a matter of letting it ride as best you can. I just knew that today was a down day for the stock. The volume, trading down was much higher than it was when it was going green. And I knew that this is likely not to keep on riding for the, at least in the short term for the rest of the day, right? And so I waited till VWAP. I had my limit order placed right under actually 371, and it sold out.
Okay, great.
And so a few different things I'm watching are volume and my stochastics at the bottom down here.
Great, Shob. We actually took it off IT team decided to take it off because you did have some account information there. We didn't know if that was going to be cool or not. So, but you know what? That's fantastic, man. Thank you so much. Those are the kind of breaks. And you know what? To be honest with you, that Tesla break, not break, but that hold at 361, I hope you were watching the show, because when I was short up here, I gave the targets down here into this 363, 362 area. So that I got out a little early at 66. Again, you know, took advantage of this moved out, but an absolutely fantastic call. You actually got in basically where I got out on the way back up. So nice move there. We'll go back over to Microsoft, and yes, we did snipe this top side as well here on Softy. We take the bottom again, man, hoping that it doesn't crack through 205, and the hope pays off as it doesn't, and now we're cracking another 25-cent winner. AMD still 85 cents back, man. This has been such a crazy run for me in the last 2 hours, just that one bad trade. Is that something that you've had before too, where you make 1 or 2 trades in the morning and get crushed and then feel like you're battling back the rest of the day? Is that something that's ever happened to you? I know you're not as active trader as us, but go ahead.
Oh, it absolutely happens. I think that's just part of, you know, any trader's experience that's traded long enough. I mean, in honesty, I haven't traded very long, right? I mean, I think I told you before when we had spoken, you know, it's been 5 years now, roughly. And just in learning, initially, there was a lot of losses, but I try to mitigate those as much as I can. But more so recently, I mean, just looking at last week, you know, towards the end of that week, that was not good. So anything that I was trying to get in, it just looked like it was not following at least the moves that I wanted. And so when that happens, you know, it's very easy to let your confidence get shot. And when I experience that, it's either call it quits for the day, or sometimes just walk away and then come back at the end of the day and, you know, look at it with a fresh set of eyes.
You are you're getting a lot of love here on the chat, so thank you so much for that. Before we go, we still have, I don't know if we have earnings. Is there money earnings today, Valeria? No, there's no earnings. It's going into a weekend, so we don't have that. I want
to alert one thing here just quickly. I don't know what's really going on, but VXRT has been a name that's been in play for us before here. Look, I'm going to pull up to 15 minutes. There's a volume spike going on here. It just broke yesterday's top. I would also watch it. Just watch out for like 535 here, even on a break of 515. I think that's a bigger level. I have only really was trading it on the 8th when it had a bigger move and a nice little follow through. But if it makes a breakout through 535, there could be a squeeze in play. Just noted a volume spike here and breaking the top of yesterday's action. So Vaxart might be back in play. So put that one back onto your list and just be careful if you're short this one in front of that 535. As Sean said, Shoaib, you're getting just an absolute ton of love here. And I think one of the cool things is we get a lot of different traders from different levels of experience. It's not just level of experience, but it's like different backgrounds as well. But I love your disciplined approach. I love that you have a plan of action, you follow it. This is what we try to bring to the show. It's just walk you through what we're thinking about here. Not to say take this trade, don't take that trade. And thank you there, Roki1. Botched the entry on Peloton. We just got another love there from the super chat. And I've botched trades before to one of our viewers there. We'll show you live when it happens, missed entry points. I absolutely bungled an entry point today on what should have been arguably my best trade of the day on play, which is Dave & Buster's. You know, walked you guys through the 18 area. If it could hold that, it tested up through, failed. I said, break 1780, you want that short. Could not get in, chased it a little bit, and you saw what happened. So it's going to happen to everybody. All you can do is say, what can I do to be better tomorrow? And as long as that is your approach, I think everyone will be fine. And I'm glad that you shared your experiences with everybody today. I don't think we have any earnings to come forward today, but I do want to say thank you to everybody for getting us close to, did we break the 82,000, Valeria? I don't even know if we got there. We're like 300 away, but I don't recall celebrating. How did we not get to 82?
All right, Shoaib, what I wanted to do before Neil took over there was ask you if you had any shout-outs. We're getting near the end of the show. I like to do this for all of our guests, so if there's anybody watching that you'd like to give a shout-out to, why don't you go ahead and do that now with only a couple minutes to go.
That would be to my wife, Rahila. I mean, she's actually been the actual account manager and day trader in our family. It's just that now we've got a few kids, and those responsibilities have pulled her away from it. So she's probably taught me a lot of what I know too. And so including you guys. So this show has been great, and I've enjoyed watching when I can. And so you guys were mentioning earlier about how you'll have these different stocks that you'll call out, and so it's nice to have that and be able to jump over and take a look and see whether it's something that would be good for my experience. And so all of it's been a great time.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll give an alley-oop to all the wives out there. And here it comes there, and it's a nice little dunk there. And we'll say a big shout out to Raptor Nation today going for Game 7. Lots of love for any Celtics fans. I think you guys have played great, but the pedigree is with us tonight. So we'll wait to see if the Raptors can pull it out. We did dump our Microsoft, but that was a big-time cowbell winner for us. Microsoft, a great stock for me today. Again, might be near the top of all the stocks that we traded here. AMD, this one I know is near the top of all of our boards today, including my own. We have a $1.40 winner right now on AMD, and I absolutely love this stock. As a shareholder, I wish I would have got out of more at the top, but AMD now $1.40 in the money. Guys, I've given you $8 winners, $3 losers on Chewy, another $1.50 on here. It's been a big day. Thank you so much. I did want to give a shout out because we do this all the time. A big shout out here to Tom Anthony. Thank God, our heroes on this day. Yes, for sure. God bless the USA and God bless everybody out there, no matter where you are. Thank you for the show. Have a great weekend as well from John. And Roki won. There it is, guys. Game 7 tonight is back. And thank you, John Wilkins, for the $5 there as well for that super chat. And I did want to thank our favorite co-host, Valeria. What you got for us?
Thank you, Sean. And hey, Shoaib, thank you very much for joining us today. I wish you all the luck with your trades and have a great weekend. Trading family, thank you for spending another great week with us. Thank you for all of your support. Welcome all new members and subscribers. And if you didn't like this video yet, please spend just 1 second and click the like button. And guys, go watch our next educational video at the link I'm sending on the chat, where Neil is sharing his trading journey. Well, guys, today is the 19th anniversary of September 11 attack, and all the lost are remembered. Back to you guys.
Absolutely. And I think it's worth noting. We do what we love, and we have a lot of excitement, and it's fun to do for us. But some things are more important. Remembering family, remembering events like this, certainly. So to everyone out there, however you choose to remember this day, do it in health and do it in kindness. Before we get out of here, I want to also extend my thank you to Shoaib. I think you've done a fantastic job, and the chat has reflected that. Our community has embraced you with warm arms, and this is what we love about doing this show. It's been a fantastic week. Before we get out of here, because I can't stop looking at my own face. There you go. I got a little more hair in this one on that little thumbnail. But as Valeria mentioned, we are dropping a bit of a different video today on the Education channel. Our trading journeys. You're going to get a chance to see all 3 of ours. And I think it's almost the tip of the iceberg. Get to know us a little bit better, where we came from, how we got to here. So check that one out on our Market Wisdom channel. As always, any topics you want us to cover, let us know in the future. But it is time to get out of here. And I just want to, again, extend that thanks to Shoaib. But for the entire team down the line, Valeria.
Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it. It was awesome. I was looking forward to it. Sometimes it's difficult with my schedule, but it worked out just fine.
Well, we're glad you were able to squeeze us in here, because definitely the community was enjoying it. So for the entire team,
squeezing me in.
It is good to be here. Best of luck. Have a fantastic weekend. For Valeria, for Sean, for Brennan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world, this is Trader TV Live. See you next week. Bye, Shoaib. Thanks.
Guys.
See ya.
Keep drinking water.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
Or dosing.